Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and Matt Flynn.
Let's go, baby, let's go!
From a championship backfield to your morning drive.
Hands to Hester, and Hester, yep, got it, 5 out of 5!
You're locked in to Off the Bench.
Flynn is back to throw from the end zone, boom!
Live from the Raising Cane's studio, here's Jacob Hester and Matt Flynn.
Welcome in on this Wednesday. How we doing, everybody? Taylor Sharp here with you on Off the Bench, filling in for Jacob Hester and Matt Flynn here in the Raising Cane's studio on this Wednesday morning. Every Wednesday show brought to you by the folks over at Hood Dental. We got a lot to cover. We had an LSU men's basketball game last night. We had an LSU softball game last night. We got baseball tonight. We got a weekend series coming up as well. I mean, there is a ton to get to. 3 guests on today's show. Dr. Stephen Ethridge actually will be in studio in his normal 8 a.m. slot. Then LSU Beach volleyball coach Russell Brock, he's going to hop on with us at 8:15. Their season officially begins on Friday. And then Devin Snow, I know he's normally in our Monday spot, the craziness of Mardi Gras out there in New Orleans. Devin will join us at 9:15 today. Again, Taylor Sharp here with you. Alondra Villarreal, Braxton Rizzuto along for the ride as well. Guys, how we doing this morning? Alondra, first day of Lent. How we doing with no caffeine?
I decided yesterday that I wasn't going to set myself up for failure
Okay.
because I knew, again, I'm going to New York next week.
Right.
I keep getting targeted so hard on my algorithm for, places to check out while I'm there.
Of course.
And there's, all these coffee shops that look so good. So I'm I'm not going to set myself up because I know that I'm going to, try until next week. And then next week's going to come around and I'm going to get a coffee. And then I'm going to feel worse about myself than if I, I'm going to feel bad about myself if
you don't reach
give
the goal,
up caffeine and then I drink caffeine next weekend.
You ever seen on Dodgeball, Vince Vaughn says, if you have a goal, you might not reach it, but if you don't have one, you're never disappointed.
Right,
exactly. That's exactly where I'm at. Braxton, you're not doing Lent, right?
No,
you don't,
I'm not doing it.
Oh, it's Ash Wednesday.
It is Ash Wednesday.
Where we getting the ashes today?
So Brittany and I usually walk across the street to St. Ag.
Oh, right there. Right?
Yeah.
It's the one. Is that the one that's kind of behind Sonic?
Yeah.
Okay. That's a big church.
It's bigger than, because I'd never been there before. It's not the one I usually go to.
Right.
But Brittany and I go, because it's right across the street. So we'll probably go after this and just go get them real quick. But yeah, it's bigger than I thought.
So that's the thing with ashes. It doesn't have to be your church. You can just kind of go whenever. Okay. It's cool.
Never done it before.
Yeah. I mean,
They do drive-through ashes.
oh, you stick your head out the window.
Well, I don't know if they still do it, but I've heard about, maybe it was a COVID thing they started doing, but I never did it that way. There are drive-through ashes.
Drive-through ashes is an interesting thought. Okay, so that brings me right into this. My dad told me up in Alexandria when he was growing up, they had a drive-through funeral home.
Okay.
And basically, it's exactly how you think.
Yeah.
An open casket, there was a window you could drive up at. Basically, if you wanted to pay your respects, you couldn't make it to the funeral or the wake or whatever. They had a drive-through funeral home with a little casket viewing area, and you can just
That's crazy.
peek your head out the window, wave, give them the peace, roll on out.
That's so impersonal.
Right, but that's I'll have to get the name of it from him. I'll text him a little bit later and see what the name is. But yeah, he said there was a drive-through funeral home. That's old people stuff.
Right.
I mean, my dad was.
During COVID, I know my cousin graduated in 2020, and so since COVID happened, they had a drive-through graduation.
A drive-through graduation? They just hand you your
COVID
diploma
just
through the
ruined
window?
everything.
Well, I saw a picture the other day.
COVID made
that.
everybody antisocial.
Yeah.
So you were talking about ashes, the Catholic. I think it's the Catholic Church that does the holy water on the baby, right? Is that right?
To get baptized?
Right.
Yeah.
And remember they were doing the squirt guns.
Oh, yeah.
They had I saw this picture the other day.
The priests
Wait.
with
It said throwback to one of the craziest times of our life.
Yeah.
And it's priest has the mask on, parents have the mask on. He literally has a squirt gun.
Oh, wow.
Shooting the baby with the squirt gun, and that's how they bless them.
That's wild.
And I'm like, what are we doing here?
What an insane time.
We're gonna tell our kids about that one day, and they're not gonna believe us.
No.
That didn't happen. I'm like, yeah, no, it
I know it sounds dumb, but it did.
And when you learn about it in class, they're going to leave out all the craziest parts too. Like that is something that 100% did happen.
Yeah.
Last night, LSU basketball, well, they played a game, if any of you are still interested, but they were in Austin taking on the Texas Longhorns, and Texas was on a 4-game winning streak coming into this game. They were trending in the right direction, and the game started out well for your LSU Tigers. I mean, they had an 11-7 lead early in that ball game, and then it was kind of back and forth. But what always seems to happen with this team happened once again. This team cannot make shots down low. I mean, I've never seen anything like it. They shot 32 of 62, so they were 52% from the field for the game. We'll get into the second half a little bit later. And they were good from the line as well, 16 of 19. That's not what hurt them. Points in the paint, again, 38, 36, but a lot of that was in the second half. They went on a drought where, I mean, they were missing shots point blank at the rim, clanking them off the back iron, clanking them off the side of the rim, off the backboard, you name it. They weren't making shots, and Texas's lead extended and extended and extended. It snowballed on them, and Texas wound up having a 15-point lead going into the halftime break. Well, your LSU Tigers stormed back. They lose this game 88-85. Like, you know LSU does not play good defense. You're going to have to outscore teams to win games. I mean, they scored 52, but they outscored Texas 52-40 in that second half, and they had opportunities down the stretch to win that game. They just couldn't do it because, once again, Matt McMahon's squad finds a way to dig themselves into a big double-digit first-half deficit. I don't know why it's like this every single game. Most of the time, they just come out cold. It wasn't the case yesterday. I mean, I mentioned early in that game, LSU had an 11-7 lead, and it was kind of a back-and-forth game. And Texas slowed down. They were methodical. They made their shots, and LSU looked really hurried on the offensive end. They were forcing things that weren't there, and they were missing shots right there at the rim. It's kind of the same old song and dance with this team. Because, like, if you look at the box score, everything else was not bad. I mean, Markel Sutton finished with 21 points, 6 of 10 shooting. Max McKinnon, he didn't get the start, but, I mean, he came in within the first couple minutes. He played 33 minutes, so that was a de facto start for him. 27 points, 11 of 17 shooting. You tell me you get 27 from Max McKinnon, 21 from Markel Sutton. Despite the fact that LSU's been awful this year, I would have said, hey, they probably had a pretty decent shot at winning that game. But again, the double-digit deficit in the first half. It's every game with this team. I mean, there was, and if it's not that, it's another. Remember the Kentucky game a few weeks back? LSU was blowing out Kentucky. You had a 16-point lead in the first half. You still had a double-digit lead in the second, going into halftime. And then down the stretch, what happened? You could not make your easy open shots. Kentucky comes all the way back and wins that game. It's basically the same thing here. Just flip it first half to second half. Because you did such a good job in the second half of this ball game. I mean, look, we'll lay it out again. You outshot Texas from the free throw line. Now, you got to do a better job of not fouling defensively. Texas took 34 free throw attempts, and you took 19. I mean, they were 23 of 34, but they made more than you attempted. That's one of the things you look at in a basketball game. They always say, all these experts on TV always say, make more free throws than your opponent attempts. They did that, and they were at home. That gave them a big advantage because they were only 68% from the line. But it didn't matter. And, of course, LSU was going to get out-rebounded. I mean, this team is soft down low. But even the rebounding advantage wasn't that much for Texas. 34 rebounds for Texas, 27 for LSU. Offensive rebounds were about even. 7 for the Tigers, 8 for the Longhorns. And Texas turned the ball over more than you. You've done a good job. Last Saturday against Tennessee, LSU turned the ball over 3 times. Turned it over 5 times last night. That's only 8 times in a 2-game period. That's really good for a basketball team that's not very good. It's just you keep digging yourself into these first half holes. I mean, your largest lead was 4. That was early in the game. Texas's largest lead was 17. That was with about 4 minutes to go before the first half ended. But there were some positives. And it's hard to find positives for a team that's 2-11 in the SEC. I get it. But Jalen Reese, who I had been a little critical of earlier in the season, he seemed like he was hesitant to shoot the ball. He wasn't putting up a ton of points offensively. Jalen Reese has had back-to-back good games. Now, he was 4 for 12 last night. I get it. The shooting percentage wasn't great, but he was 2 for 4 from 3. He made all 4 of his free throws. He had 14 points. You combine that with his 20-point outing on Saturday, that is 34 points for Jalen Reese and a total of 1 turnover. He turned it over 1 time last night, did not turn it over at all against the Vols on Saturday. This is a guy that has been thrust into the starting lineup due to injuries to DJ Thomas. Even Max McKinnon's been banged up. And as a freshman, Jalen Reese, he's really answered the bell these last couple weeks. Now, it hasn't resulted in wins. Those are going to be really hard to come by for this team. But Jalen Reese has actually stepped up and done a really nice job. You knew you were going to get scoring from Max McKinnon. And out of conference, you thought Markell Sutton was going to be that next big guy. He had a good game last night, but Markell Sutton's been hit and miss once you got into SEC play. But Jalen Reese has really impressed me. And it's the minutes he's playing, too. He played all 40 minutes against Tennessee. He played 37 of the 40 last night. They are relying on him a lot here in SEC play due to these injuries. And honestly, like, in a season that's lost, look, you're 14-12. You're 2-11 in the SEC. You're trying to find a bright spot. Hold out some sort of hope. It might be Jalen Reese. He's playing pretty well right now. We'll see if he can keep that going. LSU does take on number 25 Alabama in the PMAC, 5 p.m. on Saturday. Again, another really tough game for LSU. We'll see what they can do. All right, we'll take a quick timeout. When we get back, LSU versus Nicholls in the box tonight. We're breaking it down next here on OTB.
Off the bench.
All right, go to getgordon.com. Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys. Truly the place to go if you have any question. A live agent's actually going to pull up right there on the homepage of the website. So any question you might need to ask them, it can be answered right there. But also, you can see cases they can handle in the courtroom, past client results. All that information is on getgordon.com. It's always going to be at getgordon on all major social media as well. So Facebook, Instagram, X, whatever it might be. And then we always say it every single day, no matter where you're listening to us in Louisiana, put your area code followed by 888-8888. Get Gordon and get it done.
That's right. Get Gordon and get it done. GetGordon.com. If you have been injured, whether it's a car accident, whether it's on the job site, whether walking down the street, it doesn't matter. Give them a call and just start the conversation. Tell them about your case. Tell them about exactly what has happened. And then they go out and they fight for you. They've been doing it a long time because that is what they do. They get people in Louisiana exactly what they deserve. GetGordon.com.
Transform your living space with Lacoste & Young Remodeling and take your home from outdated to outstanding. Redefine your kitchen for the ultimate culinary experience or elevate your daily routine with a spa-worthy bathroom retreat. Our skilled team brings 3D modeling to life to ensure your vision becomes a reality. We believe luxury should be accessible and offer tailored solutions to fit your budget without compromising quality. So contact us today for a free estimate. Lacoste & Young Remodeling, providing perfect solutions for your dream home.
These ice cubes could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they cradle and cool the crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Nicely done, ice cubes.
We typically think of stress as being bad for us. At Our Lady of the Lake and LSU, we are researching how certain types of stress, such as exercise, can be good for our immune health. By studying people under extreme stress, such as athletes, astronauts, service members, and first responders, we're learning how to improve the immune health of everyone. That's the power of research. That's the impact of champions. Together, we roar.
When it comes to industrial construction, River Parish Contractors can do it all. Mechanical, structural, custom fabrication, specialized welding, and turnaround services. Strategically located in between Baton Rouge and New Orleans, we have the local team with the experience and commitment to safety to manage the most complex industrial projects. Period. Here's the deal. Partnering with us means your project is delivered on time, on budget, and most important, safely. River Parish Contractors, let's get building.
I'm Gabrielle McLeod on behalf of the Louisiana Propane Dealers. I have spent hundreds of hours preparing for scholarship competitions. That preparation paid off when I won the Fitness and Talent Awards along with the title of Miss Louisiana. The Louisiana propane dealers are also pretty talented and want you to be prepared for when the power goes out. Visit LouisianaPropane.com to find out about propane generators and other safety tips. Louisiana Propane, it truly is the fuel for our future.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
Men, age is just a number. Don't let it dictate how you feel. Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness has anti-aging services that can help you look and feel your best. Visit yourgoodwood.com and discover a renewed sense of vitality.
I don't always wake up in the morning, pour myself a strong. Oh, but when I get lonely, I do.
Off the Bench, presented by Hood Dental.
KTOZblinds.com is the website.
It was safer.
K to Z Interiors and Outdoor Living. Been doing it since 2004. Brandon Barton and the team going to come out to your space, your home, your business, and learn your space. Going to know it better than you probably in like 5 or 10 minutes. That's what they've done for me. They did it for T. They're going to probably do it for Flynn. They'll do it for you as well. It's not just because we talk about them every day. That's just who they are, and that is what they get done every single day. Now, interior and outdoor living. Sometimes it's both, and that's what I have gotten from them. The shade is incredible. I told y'all the other day, my dad saw it. He's like, wait a minute, I want one of those. Brandon driving to Dallas, stops off in Shreveport, puts one up for my dad. That's just who they are. That is what you're going to get, that level of customer service. KTOZblinds.com.
Welcome back in Wednesday edition of Off the Bench. Taylor Sharp here with you. Alondra Villarreal, Braxton Rizzuto here as well. LSU versus Nicholls today, actually 1 o'clock first pitch here on a Wednesday. A little bit of an earlier time for a midweek game. We'll get into all that. But first, let's go ahead and get this show started.
It's time to get glowing, courtesy of GoFlow IV Spa, where hydration, vitamins, and a summer-ready glow are always on tap. Now, for starters.
Okay, your LSU Tigers taking on the Nicholls State Colonels today in Alec Box Stadium. Their fifth game over a 6-day period. Biggest question for everyone tonight, who's going to get the start on the mound? Because, again, fifth game in 6 days. There's a few options out there, and I want to point to some guys that did not play at all over the weekend. Reagan Ricken has a chance to start this game. Look, he was, I think, the 46th overall player by perfect game as far as the top 100 freshmen go coming into the season. Number 4th ranked high school right-handed pitcher in the state of California, 13th overall in the nation. This is a guy that had a lot of hype coming into the season. And again, we haven't seen him yet on the weekend. Reagan Ricken, certainly a possibility out there for tonight. Another one who we didn't see over the weekend, kind of surprising. We haven't seen him yet. Maybe it's for this moment. Zion Theopolis. He was the number 1 right-handed pitcher in all of Ohio last year. Came in, he participated in fall ball, and he actually threw the ball really well, according to Hunt Musso. Anybody that was out there at fall baseball scrimmages said that Zion Theopolis actually threw the ball really, really well. I mean, you look at what he did in high school. He was a 23-3 mark as a starter in high school, 140 ERA, 245 strikeouts in just 164 innings. So this is a guy that's thrown a lot in high school. He started a lot of games, and he had a lot of success doing it. So that's certainly an option to start for you here on this Wednesday. There's also Connor Benj. Has not pitched yet. Now, I don't know if Connor Benj starts this game, but didn't see him over the weekend. And we saw him in a lot of different spots last year. He was a setup guy. They used him in the back of the bullpen on a lot of midweek games. We even saw him in some weekend action. He played in 16 games a year ago. So I don't know if Benj necessarily starts, but I do think we see Connor Benj at some point. And I think you have to see Connor Benj because there's a chance that he's a pretty significant part of your rotation going forward here in 2026. My preference is Cooper Williams. Now, I don't need Cooper Williams going 4, 5, 6 innings in this game because you'll probably need him on the weekend. But I just want him to get the feel of starting here in 2026 in case that actually has to happen on the weekends. Look, I think Kason Evans is going to be able to be a Friday night guy, but there's a chance he's not. You tried this with Zach Hess after Zach Hess's good freshman year, and it didn't work out for him. Zach Hess was a lot better as that back end of the bullpen guy than he was a starter. You ultimately made that switch, and your team was better for it. Maybe that happens to Kason Evans. Again, we saw him a little bit starting last year, and I thought he did a fine job. I think he'll be good there. But look, Cooper Williams was up for a starting rotation as well. It was the 4 guys. It was Evans, Cooper Moore, William Schmidt, Cooper Williams. Those are the guys you heard. And honestly, if you want a left-handed arm starting in your weekend rotation, Cooper Williams is probably that guy. Maybe get him a start. I mean, he went 2 2/3 innings over the weekend. Gave up 1 hit, 1 run, 5 Ks, no walks. So he was solid his first time out. Is that a guy you could put him there, give him 2 to 3 innings? Be fine by Saturday if you need him. The good news is you have so many arms still available. I mean, I just rattled off 3 or 4 of them there. But we haven't seen Danny Lockenmeyer yet. Now, Lockenmeyer's not going to start this game, but look at what he did in relief last year at North Dakota State. I mean, a 2.37 ERA. Threw a lot of big-time innings for the Bison a year ago. Santiago Garcia is available. Alondra mentioned him the other day as like a guy that we were excited to see who maybe didn't quite live up to the hype in opening weekend. And he's available. He didn't throw very much over the weekend. And it'd be nice to get him a bounce-back spot against a Nicholls team that we'll get into doesn't hit the ball particularly well. I mean, hell, Zach Cowan. Zach Cowan threw in 1 inning over the weekend, and he wasn't good. Now, concern level's probably not there for a guy like Zach Cowan because, well, you know what he can do, but get him out there, put him in there for an inning or 2, get him out. Build that confidence back up a little bit going into this weekend. You'll see a number of guys. The good news is you should have success against Nicholls. I don't ever want to shortchange anybody, but they struggled pretty mightily against Tennessee over the weekend. They had 164 as a team. And a lot of people are going to push back and say, yeah, well, Tennessee has one of the best pitching staffs in the country. Yeah, LSU probably should as well. That's kind of the quality pitching that Nicholls is going to see today. It's pretty much what you saw over the weekend against Tennessee. In those 3 games against Tennessee, 10-0, 5-1, 12-2. So was it super competitive? I mean, they put up a total of 3 runs in 3 games. Also, it'll be their 6th game in 5 days as well. And I just don't see them having the pitching depth of a team like LSU. I mean, again, they struggled over the weekend with their starters. Look how many runs they gave up. Like 5-1 wasn't bad on Saturday, but you gave up a 10 spot on Friday. You gave up 12 over the weekend. And those were supposed to be your front line, top of the rotation guys. And you got crushed by Tennessee. Again, Tennessee's a really good team, but you're at the bottom of your bullpen. Like I think LSU is going to have a lot of success here. And it's a great opportunity to get some guys in there that, 1, haven't pitched yet, or 2, struggled in opening weekend to get some confidence back. Londra, I'll come to you here real quick. Like there's a lot of options. I mean, a lot of names were just thrown out there, but I mean, it doesn't have to be somebody that goes 5 innings, but who do you want to see start today?
So I kind of agree that I would like to see Cooper Williams only because I'm not convinced that William Schmidt has the Sunday spot locked in. He might, but I don't know. It depends. So I would like to see a little more of Cooper Williams, and I would like to see him not coming out of the pen and just starting. But, yeah, you mentioned Lockenmeyer. Is that how you say it?
Yeah, Danny Lockenmeyer.
Yeah. He was a reliever last season, but Jay will move people around. Yep. So he's another option. He's somebody that I would like to see just in general. He was at North Dakota State. I know it's not the same type of competition, but he did pretty well there. I think he was number 21 in the top 100 transfers in the transfer portal. So I would like to see him in general, but I know he threw some this weekend, not too much, but I would like to see Cooper Williams get the start. I thought he would get it maybe on Monday, even though he threw.
Yeah, I thought so too.
I guess not, but yeah, that's my opinion on that.
No, I'm with you. And like for Lockenmeyer, start, relief, whatever, we got to see him because it's another lefty in the bullpen, right? Like right now, you have Cooper Williams as a lefty. DJ Primo's been on the roster for a number of years, but he's been kind of hit and miss.
Yeah.
And you brought in a few transfers, but like Danny Lockenmeyer, like look, as far as the transfer pitchers go, like I know people love Santiago Garcia, and rightfully so, but Danny Lockenmeyer had a 2.37 ERA a year ago and threw a lot of innings for North Dakota State. He's, 6'3", 220? I mean, that's a guy that, as a lefty coming out of the pen, he could play high leverage moments for you. He played high leverage moments a year ago, so...
like a 2.37 ERA in 38 innings. Like, again, I know the competition at North Dakota State's not the same, but that's pretty good. 56 strikeouts and 18 walks. And I don't know, like, I guess I didn't hear too much about Santiago Garcia. I just, whenever he came out, loved the name. Loved the walkout song.
Name.
And he didn't look great. I know it was his first outing, but he didn't look great on, what was it, Saturday, Sunday?
Yeah,
it was Sunday.
Sunday.
But yeah, maybe throw him out there, see if he can get his confidence up, get some rhythm. I know that Ben on the call was talking about how sometimes it's just about getting out there and getting reps and finding your footing.
So Santiago Garcia, fun fact, high school teammates with Stephen Milam. So,
yeah.
I mean, that's, there's familiarity there. But, yeah, I mean, Garcia transferring in. But, yeah, I mean, another lefty out of the bullpen because it's weird to say, like, you have a lot of options as far as left-handers out of the bullpen, but almost all of them are question marks outside of Cooper Williams. Because, again, DJ Primo's been here, and you've been waiting for him to make that next step, but he hasn't done that yet.
Yeah.
Like, he's been hit and miss. He's had some good outings. He's had some bad. I mean, Cooper Williams is that one guy. Like, sure, Lockenmeyer was good last year. You haven't seen him in an LSU uniform. Like, for Santiago Garcia last year at Oregon, I mean, he had 3-0 mark, but a 4.20 ERA. He threw 30 innings with 4 saves, but 40 strikeouts, only 19 walks. I mean, that's right up there with a Danny Lockenmeyer.
Yeah.
So another guy that could really make an impact for this team off the mound. I mean, there's so many options. And again, I hate to pile on to Nicholls, but he hit 164 over the weekend. Now, are your pitchers tonight,
they also run ruled us last year.
They did. Don't ask for a run rule today.
Wait, I will. Can we get a run rule from LSU?
Okay.
Can LSU run rule Nicholls?
There you go. Because last year you didn't specify.
That was...
Did Gavin pitch Monday?
Gavin did pitch Monday.
He did? Okay.
Yeah. And so Gavin's pitched twice. So we're probably not going to see Gavin Guidry here tonight. Plus, I mean, we know what he can do. They really just wanted to see if Gavin Guidry was fully healthy from his injury and, like, knock on wood.
I feel like
looks
Jay,
like he is.
Yeah. I feel like Jay's just trying to see what he's got right now. So I think we'll see the people that we haven't seen yet.
Absolutely.
He definitely needs to get back in a rhythm.
Well, and then
he looks like he's in a rhythm.
Yeah, he looks great.
Looks like he didn't miss a step.
I am perfectly okay with not seeing Gavin Guidry again until the weekend. Like that guy, keep him right where he is.
And his confidence was like the exact, like the ish talking, he's.
It's kind of how he earned that spot as a freshman.
But that's what I'm saying. Like that year off did not affect him at all. I mean, I'm sure it did, but like, you know what I mean? It doesn't look like
right. And it had really been closer to 18 months. Because, I mean, he didn't throw all last year, but he missed the back half of the year before that. Like, Gavin, he almost looks better than he did before the injury. I mean, as wild as the thing as that is to say, Gavin looks really good. But, yeah, I mean, guys like, look, Garcia can get back out there. I'm okay with seeing Cowan for an inning if you want to. Build his confidence back up going into the weekend. But, I mean, as far as, like, you're not going to see Evans, Schmidt, Cooper Moore, and Gavin Guidry. I mean, those are the guys you're not going to see. Outside of that, it's kind of fair game for whatever Jay Johnson wants to do. And, again, I think they'll have a lot of success against a Nicholls lineup that really struggled over the weekend. All right, we're going to take a quick timeout. There is something going on around college sports right now, college basketball in general. Coaches calling out their players, but catching a lot of backlash for it. Is it okay to call out your players? We're talking about it next here on Off the Bench.
Off the Bench.
All right, banking should feel personal because, well, it is. At First American Bank and Trust, you're not just an account number. You are a neighbor. With locations across Louisiana, they deliver personal service backed by the strength and technology you expect from a modern bank. So whether you're opening a checking account, growing your business, financing a home, or planning for the future, their team takes the time to understand your goals and build a plan that works for you. It's local decision-making, trusted relationships, real service. That is the difference. You can visit them online at fabt.com today to learn more. First American Bank and Trust, banking built around you.
That's right. For more than 100 years, they've helped Louisiana families purchase their first home, build businesses, grow their businesses, plan for the future, and it's all done with local bankers who live and work right here in our community. So know your banker, get straight answers, work with people that actually care about your success. And when you call, no phone trees, no out-of-state decisions being made on a loan, just honest banking that's built on trust. First American Bank and Trust, fabt.com.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
My father, J.B. Falgu, had a vision of growth for First American Bank and the communities we serve. The bank's foundation was built on his legacy of compassion, loyalty, and dedication. Through his years of leadership, First American has prospered to heights even JB could not have imagined. I know my father would be extremely proud of the customer service and financial stability that First American provides to Southeast Louisiana. We continue to thrive because of the legacy of JB Falgu.
ED, low T, or simply seeking to optimize your health and performance? Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness offers a range of discreet services to address your specific needs. We empower men to reclaim their health and confidence. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
These are the luckiest ice cubes in the world. They could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar, but instead, they've been called upon to cradle and cool a crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Looks like the lucky just got luckier. Dos Equis.
Today, we are shaping tomorrow.
We are researching how extreme stress impacts the immune system, from trauma victims to athletes and even astronauts.
Our work is leading the way in sepsis treatment, saving countless lives.
We're unlocking the mind with music in exciting new ways.
Our Lady of the Lake Health and LSU are improving the health of our state.
That's the impact of champions.
Imagine the impact we'll have on the future. Together, we roar.
Looking for cleaner energy? Propane is energy for everyone. And when you're cooking with clean, affordable propane, you're cooking with gas. In the wintertime, nothing heats a home like Louisiana propane. And when you need hot water, propane's got you covered. Oh, and you won't regret that propane generator when the power goes out. I'm Miss Louisiana, Gabrielle McLeod, and to find more information and to find a propane dealer near you, visit louisianapropane.com.
When it comes to choosing energy for your family and your home, make the smart choice with natural gas. You can count on efficient and affordable natural gas to keep you comfortable and reduce your environmental impact to help protect our planet. Together, we're fueling our energy future. Atmos Energy.
Off the Bench, presented by Hood Dental.
All right, so you heard Flynn the other day. I mean, he loves Dos Equis. You know that we here on the OTB team love Dos Equis. It is the perfect beer for any occasion. Lake beer, beach beer, shower beer, bath beer, you name it beer, like ballpark beer. It is the go-to, and we've said it. We're going to continue to say it, whether you're tailgating outside of Tiger Stadium, watching the Saints on a Sunday, or just kicking back with your crew. Dos Equis brings that bold flavor and smooth finish that turns ordinary into legendary. It's not just beer, it is the beer of champions, or at least the beer of guys who feel like champions, but you will feel like a champion when you enjoy an ice-cold Dos Equis. So you don't have to be a champion because Dos Equis will make you a champion. So the next time you're watching the game, grab a Dos Equis, and remember, stay thirsty, my friends, responsibly, of course. Dos Equis, official beer of unforgettable sports moments.
I think 5 champions in that Jacob Hester Dos Equis live read. I meant to count yesterday. I think it's 5. I think that's what I got here.
What do you mean?
Like he said champion 5 times in that live read.
I was not paying attention.
A lot of college basketball coaches right now are taking a lot of heat for calling out their players. So on Sunday, UAB lost the game 55-54 to Tulane. Now, look, UAB, it's a close loss, so you're thinking, okay, 1-point loss, but they made just 10 of 22 layups in their defeat. And Coach Andy Kennedy, he had what I think is a pretty funny reaction. After the game, he said, guys, we're talking about layups. These are scholarship players that are making more money than most people in this room. Is it too much to ask for you to make a layup? He said, seriously, we're in bozo land, man. We can't finish at the basket, and that's where we really miss some of our injured players. And he took a lot of pushback for this, and I struggling to figure out why. He's not the only one. So Kansas State fired their head basketball coach, Jerome Tang, on Sunday. They played a game on Wednesday that they lost to Cincinnati. It was 91-62, so a blowout loss. And Jerome Tang went up there and said that he said it's ridiculous. These dudes got to have some pride. It means something to wear the Kansas State uniform. And went on to say that this team was embarrassing. He said, play with some pride. A lot of these guys aren't going to be here next year. And Kansas State fired him. Now, when you go look at his record, I've seen a lot of people come out in defense of Kansas State and say, yeah, but, he's fallen behind. I mean, he was 73-57 overall at Kansas State. But first year, 26-10. Second year, 19-15. He was just 16-17 last year and 10-15 this year. So you can see the decline. I get it. It's been declining for 3 straight years now. Made the tournament year 1, but nothing outside of that. So I've heard a lot of people say, yeah, well, Jerome Tang, it wasn't working out anyways. So this was just an out for Kansas State. And I was thinking, okay, maybe it's just a coincidence that they fire him right after this. But Pete Thamel put out on Sunday night after Jerome Tang had been fired, the Kansas State was firing Jerome Tang for cause. He said the basis for the cause firing is language in his contract that references an activity that brings public disrepute, embarrassment, and ridicule to Kansas State. So they essentially fire Jerome Tang for calling out his players in a press conference saying, well, most of them are going to be here next year anyways. I'll figure it out. You give power to the players in the transfer portal. That's all fine. When a coach decides that a player is not up to snuff and he says they're not going to be here next year, they can enter the transfer portal, he's ridiculed for it. I have kind of an issue with that because, look, for the longest time, everyone had argued, well, the NCAA and the coaches have all the power, the players have no power. Sure, that's fine. You're not going to hear much of an argument from me on that. But now it just kind of seems like the players have all the power and nobody else can really say otherwise or they get in trouble for it. Don't you kind of have the same problem? Shouldn't there be more of a checks and balances system going on here in college athletics? There's not. A player can enter the portal whenever they want. And a coach can leave a school whenever they want, but when a coach gets mad about it and calls out his team, you fire the guy for it? Now, look, I get that Kansas State was probably looking for a way out because they didn't like the way the program was going. They didn't like the direction of things. I just mentioned that they had been declining as a basketball team for, 3 straight years now. You went 24-10. You hadn't gotten back to 20 wins since then. He's in year 4. But I don't see why these coaches are taking so much criticism for criticizing their players. Their jobs are on the line too. And those coaches have families. They got to win games. If not, they're out the door. So as a coach, if you think you've done everything you can to get your team prepared and your players aren't showing up, they're not doing what they're supposed to, you got to let everybody know, like, hey, it's not on me. I deserve to be here. I've done my job. I need my players to go out and do theirs. Also, players are paid nowadays, guys. I mean, you heard Andy Kennedy say, we have players on this team that are making more money than most people in this room. You want to make money? You want to be treated like a professional? This is what happens. Professional coaches call out their players all the time. They get criticism for it too, which I think is dumb, but I don't really think Andy Kennedy, Jerome Tang, whoever else gets criticized for this, I don't really think they're off base here. You want to be treated like an adult, like a professional. You want to make money doing this? Okay, but you're going to be held to a higher standard. You're going to be called out in press conferences. Your coach is going to criticize you even more because it's essentially your job to do this. If you're not doing good at your job, you're going to get called out for it. Just like that head coach is, if you're not performing on the court, it all falls back on him. I don't really know why this is a discussion. I just think it's a little silly. Like when you look at this, you're like, okay, this is where college athletes have gone. And you hear the old head say, oh, well, the soft generation. I mean, when you look at something like this, yeah, it's and sure, like what Andy Kennedy said is funny. And, Andy Kennedy, as of right now, is still employed. But I don't know. I mean, unless I'm completely off base here, and again, like go back to Jerome Tang's record, 26-10, 19-5, 16-7, 10-15. So they were trending in the wrong direction. Now he had a winning record overall, but I mean, you get it. 4 straight years on the decline, hasn't made the tournament since year 1. I just think it kind of sets a bad precedent to fire the guy right after those comments. It was 4 days after. He made the comments Wednesday night after the game. They fired him on Sunday. So, I mean, what are we doing here? Can no coach speak their mind anymore? I mean, a coach has to show up, put in all this work, take all the blame with the loss, and he can't call out his own players? I mean, it's not like he was yelling at an opposing player or throwing something on the court. Like, it's not that. Now, again, Kansas State says anything that, or Pete Thamel tweeted, anything that brings public disrepute, embarrassment, and ridicule to Kansas State. I'm sure as this story moves along, you'll hear more and more. You always do. It's not just going to be one thing that they let Jerome Tang for. I get that. There's going to be more under the surface. It just, from the outside, that's what you see right now. As the story changes, people's opinions will change. I get that. Mine will. But I just think it's, even before he was fired, like whether he was fired for this or not, he took a lot of flack for calling out. I mean, national ESPN was playing, and I listen to national ESPN driving in every morning. They were talking about Jerome Tang calling out the team. Again, Andy Kennedy called out his team. That made national news. I guess, like, if you want to fire the guy, if he did something else wrong, fine. I'm all for that. Whether it's off the court, on the court, he did something wrong, get him out of there. But, I don't know, coaches catching flack for calling out their players who aren't performing. I don't really see what the point of that is. All right, we're going to take a quick timeout. When we get back, we're going to wrap up hour number 1. Busy hours 2 and 3. So in hour 2, straight up 8 o'clock, Dr. Stephen Ethridge will be in for his normal weekly segment. We'll have him in studio. LSU Beach volleyball coach Russell Brock will join us. Their season officially begins on Friday. We'll get a quick preview from him. Then in hour number 3, Devin Snow, who normally joins us on Monday, will join us Wednesday, today, 9:15. We'll get his breakdown. He had a lot of Mardi Gras thoughts. We'll get all that from Devin. But when we come back, we'll wrap up hour number 1 here on Off the Bench.
Off the Bench.
GCOPnet.com, Gulf Coast Office Products, the leader in office solutions, not only here in Baton Rouge, but in the entire Gulf Coast. That's why the Pelicans, the Saints, the Tigers, and the Raging Cajuns all trust GCOP. If you are part of a law firm, engineering firm, university, bank, hospital, well, you know how important documents are. And you know you need them when you need them. Right then, right there, not down the road. And you're always going to get that because no matter what, when you call Gulf Coast Office Products, the person that answers is going to be the person that helps you. They're not transferring you to 17 different people. Go to the website, gcopnet.com.
That's right, Gulf Coast Office Product. Louisiana's leader when it comes to office technology. So printers, copiers, scanners, whatever it is. You know that lifeline of the office and how it functions and runs is that paper trail. And you cannot afford any downtime. I don't care if it's a one-person office or a 1,000-person office. If you have downtime, that's why their award-winning service team can help you out and help you out fast. That's Gulf Coast Office Products, gcopnet.com.
Who bears the standard? Who sets the bar? It's not those satisfied by low-hanging fruit or by taking it easy. Now the standard is set by the best of us, by those who work hard. Dig deeper. Give more. At Sunshine, we're proud to provide John Deere products that work hard for you, the standard bearers. Find the dealer nearest you at sunequip.com.
My father, J.B. Falgu, had a vision of growth for First American Bank and the communities we serve. The bank's foundation was built on his legacy of compassion, loyalty, and dedication. Through his years of leadership, First American has prospered to heights even J.B. could not have imagined. I know my father would be extremely proud of the customer service and financial stability that First American provides to Southeast Louisiana. We continue to thrive because of the legacy of J.B. Falgu.
At Ochsner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Ochsner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one: you. Ochsner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
Looking for cleaner energy? Propane is energy for everyone. Propane water heaters are very cost efficient, and the savings are even greater with a tankless propane water heater. We all know that Louisiana propane is a safe and environmentally friendly fuel. So why not go green while you save some green? I'm Miss Louisiana, Gabrielle McLeod, and for more information, visit louisianapropane.com.
After a decade of working in private duty nursing, I know how hard it can be to find compassionate care for the ones that you love the most. So I started Decision Critical, a premier concierge nursing agency, so we can take care of you wherever you are. Our highly skilled nurses provide exceptional care from the comfort of your own home with personalized packages for short-term, long-term, or even around-the-clock care. Visit us at decisioncriticalbr.com and give us a call today to get started.
Looking for the ultimate game day experience? Come to the Queen Casino in Baton Rouge. Savor game day platters and snacks, plus drink specials at 1717 Kitchen and Cocktail. So come out for game day and let our team make you the MVP. The Queen Casino, where every moment is a win.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you.
I bet you never heard old Marshall Dillon say, Miss Kitty, have you ever thought of running away? Settling down, would you marry me? If I ask you twice and beg you pretty please.
Off the Bench, presented by Hood Dental.
I don't want to cut this song off. What a banger.
I decided to honor you instead of Jake today.
Okay.
I know it's usually R&B Wednesday,
Okay.
But I'm playing some Taylor-ass songs
This
today.
is a Taylor-ass song if I've ever heard one. 100%. So we had a awakening in the break. Alondra asked if it was a leap year this year. We were informed that it was not.
No.
Why the hell do we have leap years?
I don't know, but I think your theory, if we just take one of the days off of 31.
Well, because you got so there's some months that have 30 days, some months that have 31.
I'm about to ask Matt's best friend.
In a normal year, February has 28 days.
Right.
If you just pluck 2 of the 31 months, stick them right there in February, we got 30 months in February, keep it rolling. I don't really understand. That's stupid. I don't like it. Oh, I do have an update on the drive-through funeral home.
Yeah.
By the way, a text from my dad. There was a drive-through funeral home in Alexandria. It was a converted bank. So they would stand the casket up.
Okay.
Facing the drive-through window. And people could go by and pay your respects without ever having to get out of the car. So drive-through funeral home in Alexandria. That I had that right. That was an actual thing.
So that's crazy, by the way, but I'm asking Matt's friend about the leap year, right? And I said,
Right.
Why can't you just take one out of the months that have 31 days?
You can.
And
They're going to
ChatGPT
say you can't.
Yes,
you can.
it said, honestly, we could. There's nothing about physics or astronomy that requires February to be weird.
Also,
It's just history. History locked it in.
I'm
Shout
not-
out to Caesar.
I'm
'cause
not
it's part
a-
of the Julian calendar.
Oh, look at that. It is. I'm not a math whiz here. But if every 4 years you got an extra day in February, isn't that 366 days?
Yeah.
And we have 365 days a year. You're not
Well,
taking one away from another.
So it's because the Earth orbit. Wait, hold on. I can't do this in real time. But there's a reason why it's every 4 years. It's because of the way
Like
that the Earth
rotation?
orbits. And we would still have, still have 365 days. It wouldn't be 366.
This seems way too... who came up with this? This seems dumb. Let's just have February like all the other months and move on. It's stupid. I think, though, this could be completely wrong.
This
but
is
I'm
what I
pretty
was
sure.
talking about, though, when I was talking about Ben and Lynn. And I was like, is this how
Right.
people feel listening to OTBs? Because we do this.
Well, when you brought up the question during the break, I'm like, I don't know anything about leap years.
No.
As a matter of fact, I know less than nothing about leap years. But, I mean, you, if you're born on February 29th on a leap year,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure, you're
You
21st.
don't have a birthday.
I'm pretty, right. You're only 4 when you're actually
Yeah.
um,
On Modern Family, Cam's birthday was on a leap year. And so he would always, his 40th
He was 1
birthday.
when he was 4,
It
yeah.
was his 40th birthday. He's like, I'm turning 10 years old. And he had this 10-year-old birthday party.
That's actually hilarious. I think, if you're 21, 18, that type of thing, I think you are supposed to celebrate it March 1st.
Okay.
I think. I would do the 28th.
I don't think it would matter. I would do 28 too, just because it's still February.
But I think it's, total number, I think it's March 1st. I'm not 100% on that. But see, we shouldn't have to have this discussion. Because February should February should be 30 days like everybody else. What is it, March? March is 31.
I think it's
July is
every other
31.
one.
Pull them. Pull those days, slide them into February. Boom, be done with it. I don't know. The drive-through funeral home made me think of some of the other stuff that we did dumb during COVID, because that had COVID to me written all over it. We talked about the baptizing the babies with the squirt guns. Do y'all remember when they came out and said, well, you can't have Thanksgiving. You can do it, but we just want all your family members over Zoom.
Yeah.
Y'all can all call in over Zoom. And then the dots at the grocery store. I had just looked up. I remembered the dots at the grocery store.
That was
And
6 feet or whatever.
I didn't mean anything by it. I wasn't trying to be malicious. I had the mask on because you had to go into the store.
Yeah.
I vividly remember this. I was at Walmart in Walker. I stayed at the checkout line. I don't even know what I'm picking up, a few things. I'm just standing there minding my own business. The older gentleman in front of me turned around and goes, Sir, I need you to back up, please. And I was like, what? And I wasn't right up on the guy. And he goes, your dot. You have to be on your dot. You're not on your dot. So I literally took 2 steps back and stood on my dot. I was like, are we good?
When we used to go into the restaurant with the masks on, and then you'd sit down and take your mask
But
off.
you had to put it back on, stand up, immediately put it on and leave.
I got a funny one. I think it was my cousin's birthday. His birthday's in April, and we obviously couldn't have a birthday party. So
that was like when it was just happening, right?
It was like my sister got married March 14th, and that was like one of the last weddings they had in 2020.
Jeez. But basically, we, I guess, lapped around like his house in the neighborhood and like drove by and told him happy birthday.
Oh yeah, when people were doing like the drive-by happy birthdays. Or the drive-by graduations like you were saying earlier.
Anyways, thank goodness we're past that. Hopefully that doesn't happen again. Pretty fun hour one there.
It will.
We got a little semi-education on a leap year. I'm sure Alondra, she dove into it, but it's AI. It's Matt Flynn's buddy. We're not sure how accurate that even is. Coming up in hour number 2, Dr. Stephen Ethridge in studio for his normal Wednesday spot. LSU beach volleyball coach Russell Brock at 8:15. Then in the 9 o'clock hour, we'll talk some LSU football. We'll talk some Saints. Devin Snow, a.k.a. Hold the Mayo. He joins us for his normal 9:15 slot. Had to push it back from Monday. He was a busy guy out there in New Orleans with all the Mardi Gras going on. But a busy hour 2 and 3 coming up. Stay tuned. Top of hour number 2, we got Dr. Ethridge in studio here on Off the Bench.
Off the Bench.
We all know hard work, not just a slogan. It's a way of life, and that's exactly what you get with Pala. Founded right here in Louisiana, proudly 100% employee-owned, something we always want to remind you about. Pala has been delivering industrial construction, specialty services, and power solutions since 1973. So from heavy industrial projects to safety services and advanced specialty applications, their companies serve critical industries across the Gulf Coast and certainly beyond. So when the job demands precision, safety, and experience, Pala delivers every single time. Employee-owned means every project matters, every detail counts. You can learn more about their full family of companies at palagroup.com. That is P-A-L-A group.com, palagroup.com.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Men, age is just a number. Don't let it dictate how you feel. Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness has anti-aging services that can help you look and feel your best. Visit yourgoodwood.com and discover a renewed sense of vitality.
I'm lawyer Collins Locke Meredith. Among the most important factors to consider when you're hiring an injury attorney is trust. You trust your attorney will put your interest first, treat you with respect, fairness, and honesty. You trust them to be there for you when you need them. At Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates, thousands of clients have trusted us to represent them, and for good reasons. Please visit us at LockeMeredith.com to learn more, and whether you hire us at all, give us a call at 272-5555. You have nothing to lose.
My father, J.B. Falgu, had a vision of growth for First American Bank and the communities we serve. The bank's foundation was built on his legacy of compassion, loyalty, and dedication. Through his years of leadership, First American has prospered to heights even J.B. could not have imagined. I know my father would be extremely proud of the customer service and financial stability that First American provides to Southeast Louisiana. We continue to thrive because of the legacy of J.B. Falgu.
Sometimes you ignore the signs, even when they're right in front of you. Problem gambling isn't always easy to spot. Know the signs. Set your limit. Learn more about healthy gambling habits by visiting us online or text or call for free confidential help now.
Looking for the ultimate game day experience? Come to the Queen Casino in Baton Rouge. Wall-to-wall TVs mean you'll see every touchdown in HD. Place your bets and feel the thrill of every play with our DraftKings Sportsbook. The Queen Casino, where every moment is a win.
Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and Matt Flynn.
Okay, here we go.
Where the plays get broken down and science gets denied.
Hey, they said I gotta come off the bench.
Hour 2 of Off the Bench, live from the Raising Cane studio.
All right, welcome in. Hour number 2 here on a Wednesday edition of Off the Bench. Taylor Sharper with you, Alondra Villarreal, Braxton Rizzuto along for the ride as well. And in studio today, he was nice enough to come in, his weekly Wednesday segment, Dr. Stephen Ethridge. Doc, how are you?
Doing great.
You were telling us during the break about, like, we were talking about the whole COVID thing, about, like, you remember, like, the whole birthday thing. I was telling you, my brother actually graduated high school in 2020. Didn't have a prom. They had to do graduation on the football field in June in South Louisiana.
Oh.
And, I mean, he started college, that screwed up his whole freshman year. Hurricane Ida hits, and that pushed back a year. Like, poor dude's been in school like 6 years because he didn't go basically his first 2.
It was such a crazy time, and I mean how it affected so many things, and you know that was actually when I started doing a regular segment with Jake back then because of all the crazy COVID. Are we not? That was literally, we talked about it every week. The update on the COVID. You know, are we going to play football? Is this going to happen this year? How's the season going to look? What are the rules going to be like? And there were things like, you know, I remember on the sideline having to wear a mask, and we're outside. And the thing that a lot of people don't realize is we're getting COVID tested multiple times throughout the week. We had to. That's part of the policy. And I'm like, can't we just put a little disclaimer on the bottom of the screen? You know, we're outdoors. I've had a COVID test literally today.
Right.
You know, I'm negative. Wear a mask here, but it was a crazy time.
Look, that's perfect. Let's just start there. We weren't even going to do this, but, like, how did that impact y'all, like, not just during game day, but, like, week to week, like, training room, anything like that? Like, I mean, it was probably so many precautions you could basically not do anything.
It
right?
was very significant. I mean, it was just the money, you know. I don't remember the exact numbers, so I'll probably butcher it. But so one of the requirements had to get tested. The SEC had an independent company that would come in. We had to be tested 3 times a week, everybody that was on the travel roster. So I'd have to go up there like on a Tuesday and get swabbed and all this stuff. And that was what they had decided on. And I think just to do that, just in season, was over $500,000 just for the football team, just for testing. Forget all the other stuff. We had to take extra buses so we could be spread on the buses. We had to have extra rooms at the hotel. You know, I remember the first away game we had was at Vandy that year, and they had people at the front because they didn't want people's families to come in. So they had like security at the front because they didn't want family to come to the hotel. And as the season went on, you know, we got more and more loose with things, and things kind of sort of went back to normal. Really was never normal. Because I remember we played Florida at the end of the year. That was the shoe game was that year.
Right.
And I mean, that stadium was maybe half full, you know, and we played in like late December because we started late, or mid-December. It was just, but there was a lot the day-to-day that just was very different. The staff had to wear masks. At least the players didn't. Originally, they had talked about that, or we're going to make the players wear masks, and at least they didn't have to. So that was something, you know. I mean, it was crazy, though.
Olympics are going on right now. And, you know, I know a little bit last week, I talked about Lindsey Vonn. She suffered the break in the leg. Well, came out a couple days ago. It's actually a lot worse than originally projected. So try not to butcher this. She has something called a complex tibial fracture in her left leg. She had 4 surgeries in Italy. Just got back to the U.S. About to have a 5th surgery. I mean, it obviously sounds like a huge deal with 5 surgeries. What goes into that? I mean, can you recover fully from something like that?
I think yes, you can. I mean, all things relative. It's to say that it'll never affect her again. I think that's impossible.
Right.
You know, I think let's just be honest. And then you factor in that she's had multiple injuries. That she was already dealing with a knee injury, where she had a ligament injury, ACL of the knee already. You figure all these things out. You know, it's a big injury. You know, a lot of times you have to go in and you can only do so much at one time. You have a lot of swelling you have to account for. You try to stabilize the more important pieces first and then gradually kind of get yourself. But, you know, a complex fracture would indicate that you've had multiple breaks. Typically what you're going to see is bone that's just shattered, and you got to try and align everything, put it back together. I think that, you know, one of the things she mentioned, she's got a X-Fix, which is an external fixator, which is one of the casings that you see. It's a metal, like almost like shield that goes around the leg on the outside of the skin, hence the X-Fix, and it holds everything in place. So you got to go take that off later. And it's just, I mean, realistically, I can't see that's not affecting her moving forward. I think best case scenario, she has a really good recovery, fairly normal life moving forward, can probably get back to skiing at her age and everything else going in. I don't know competitively, but obviously hope the best.
Right. I mean, she's 41. This was probably her last Olympics anyways. But I mean, like, everyday life, like, what does that look like for, like if you and I were to have that injury, like, what would it?
I think, like I said, you would feel it every day. Now in a best case scenario, could you get back to walking normal and everything? I think so. If all goes well and you rehab good, and she'll have the benefit of having a lot of resources, just to help her recovery. And I think she'll be able to get back. You'll probably have down the road more arthritic problems with the joints around that injury. So the ankle and the knee, the two joints on each end, it might be something that, you'll have some scarring and some muscular weakness and things like that chronically. So it's a pretty big deal for sure.
Moving from Olympics kind of over to the NFL, there's been a lot of off-season, like, franchise tags this week, free agency's coming up, draft. One of the biggest players, Patrick Mahomes, I mean, there's updates on him constantly. He tore the ACL and LCL in December. He's already had his surgery, but he said his goal is to be ready for preseason. Now, he's Patrick Mahomes. He's not going to play in the preseason, but, I mean, late December, could he be ready for early September 2026?
With today's surgery and rehab and the fact that he had it so quickly after, I would say yes, he could be. But I mean, I also feel like that's lofty. I feel like that's if everything goes perfect, if his rehab goes well, if he didn't have a lot of swelling after surgery, if he's able. And again, kind of like we mentioned with Lindsey Vonn, they're going to have the resources. I mean, this guy's one of the best players in the world. I mean, some people say the best, and he's going to have every resource to help him get there. But everything's got to go perfect, really, I think, in my opinion, for that to happen. But it does. It's a possibility, especially, I don't think he's had any history of major. I think he had the patellar dislocation, kneecap dislocation. I think he had back around 5-6 years ago. I don't think he's had a lot of other injuries to that knee, big surgery. So that helps as well. There's not going to be as much scarring and old injury. So, but I mean, yeah, that's going to be the best case scenario, I think, is he's ready to go at the beginning of the year.
So recovery wise, like, just for me watching from afar, I think the quickest I ever saw somebody was Adrian Peterson. He did it in, I think, 9 months. Actually, was in MVP considerations. He was really good, but that was only one ligament. He did it in 9 months. I mean, everything goes perfect. No setbacks, anything like that. What is the absolute quickest you would advise someone back out there?
I think that's probably about it. That 9 month mark is kind of 8-9 months is probably for an ACL injury what we normally expect on the short end. You might see or hear of a few rare exceptions, and again, getting back to some sport like football. But I tell people anywhere from that to about a year is kind of the normal range, and sometimes even a tad longer. And again, we've gotten better with the surgeries, we've gotten better with the rehab. We know the things to do. So again, the shorter end is more common than it used to be. It used to pretty much be a year. You could pretty much count on it. So I think we're getting better with it. But again, a multi-ligament, to your point with Mahomes, that adds a little bit to it.
Speaking of that, you hear the ACL so common, right? And you got the 4 ligaments, but the LCL, the PCL, you don't hear about them as much. Is it just strictly location? Are they stronger? Why the ACL so much more than the others?
So a couple reasons. One is location. The frequency with which the injuries happen, the mechanism with how you get there. You're going to see more ACLs. ACL and MCL seem to be the ones we see the most. LCL, PCL are less common. Sometimes don't require surgery if it's isolated to those ligaments too, kind of like the MCL as well. But if you talk about the ACL, you pretty much know it's going to be surgery if you tear the ACL. Whereas an LCL injury or PCL injury, even if you completely disrupt the PCL, there are guys playing in the NFL right now who don't have a PCL and they're able to rehab it. It's just not quite as important for that lateral motion. Now, sometimes if they have some other components or based on their anatomy, that may not be the case, but so it's not as critical. It's not always fixed. It's not as commonly injured. So it's a little bit of all the above.
Transitioning a little bit into baseball. I mean, baseball season fully underway, and any fan of a baseball team hates to hear, they got the elbow injury, right? The old UCL, because a lot of times you do see Tommy John surgery. So kind of a two-parter. First, how do you decide, is it heal on its own or is it Tommy John? And then why such a long recovery? Because, I mean, I feel like that injury, like you mentioned, advances, ACL, you can get back a lot quicker than normal. It seems like any pitcher that's out is a year and a half minimum. What goes into the surgery and, why so long of a recovery?
So I guess the first part, when do we fix? When do we maybe treat it more conservatively? And typically the two things you're gonna base that on are imaging. So we're going to get an MRI, especially these high level pitchers. We want to know how big the injury is. And then in physical exam, are they unstable? So the ligament is the ligament on the inside of the elbow. It's the ulnar collateral ligament is the name of the ligament that's injured. We always talk about the Tommy John injury, but that's technically what it is. So is it completely disrupted? Is a partial tear? Are they unstable? Is the elbow loose? How much pain are they having? All those are variables that go into it. Typically, if it's a full disruption, a full tear, we're going to repair that. That's going to be almost always. There's a few exceptions, I suppose. And I guess it depends on the sport, too. If you're not a thrower, we may not worry about it. We've had, football players who are, defensive players or non-quarterbacks with the UCL. We just rehab them. And you're not as worried because, that's more of a traumatic injury. That's not, you don't need the UCL to do just about everything in sports except for throw. So if you're a pitcher, if you're a quarterback, if you're a javelin thrower, you're going to prepare those. So I guess that's part of the discussion as well. What position do they play? Then if it's a big tear, you're going to go in. And unfortunately, it's kind of like the ACL where you historically have to reconstruct a whole new ligament. So you actually take a donor tendon, use the palmaris longus, which is one that's kind of an accessory ligament at the wrist, and you make a new ligament.
Okay.
Now, with advances now, there is also a procedure where you do what's called an internal brace, where sometimes you can repair the old ligament and then put some extra bracing with it, like a kind of almost an internal stitch or wire. Those are a little quicker. So if you've ever heard the guy, he had the internal brace, and you'll see why some guys do come back a little faster. So especially with a younger athlete, you might do that. You sometimes know you're going to have to go back down the road, though. If it's a pitcher and he keeps pitching, if you do that one, there's a good chance he may tear that one too, because it's not quite as sturdy historically. So there's a lot of variables, long story short. And you're right. It's one that we haven't gotten a lot faster, at least with the primary repair. And I think it's just because there's so much torque on that internal elbow when you're throwing that you just have to let that thing really heal in well.
Why pitchers, though, and not, because, it could happen in football, sure, but, it is so much more common with a pitcher, it seems like, than a quarterback. I mean, is it just strictly the throwing motion?
100%, yeah. And in fact, even when you look at quarterbacks, most of the UCL injuries, quarterback for San Francisco injured his. Georgia, that was the injury that their guy had. I can't think of his name. The guys in Miami this past year, Beck.
Carson Beck, yeah.
Yeah, this injury he had. And if you look at both of their injuries, they were traumatic injuries. Their arm kind of got pulled behind them. And so it wasn't a throwing injury, but you still needed to throw. Whereas pitchers, there's so much torque that's put on that inside elbow with that pitching motion. That's why you don't see it a whole lot in position players either. It's mostly pitchers. It's just the velocity, the torque, the stress you put on that medial elbow over and over. With pitching, it's more that repetitive wear and tear. Whereas if you look at most quarterbacks, it was more traumatic. It was something happened, like they got tackled funny or hit funny when they were throwing or something.
So I was looking at the Major League spring training, it's coming up and everything. 3 different players. I had never heard of this injury. And there's so much crap in your hand, that the average person doesn't know about. They have all suffered a broken hamate bone in their hands. What is that?
So if you think about, you have your carpal bones in the hand. So if you ever look at a X-ray or a skeleton, you have the long bones in your forearm that come down and form the wrist. And then you have these small little bones that are kind of between those long bones in the wrist and the long bones in the hand. Those are all your carpal bones, of which one of them is the hamate. It is one that you'll see injured a lot in sports, different mechanisms. You see it in throwers. You'll see it a lot in golf when people sometimes if they come up short and they kind of hit the ground with the club, sometimes you'll see that injury. That's one of the kind of classic textbook questions we see. So it's one of those small bones. You have 2 rows of those small carpal bones, and pretty commonly injured. It's one of the more common ones. We see that one, and they can be anything from just a mild, hey, you got to rehab it, brace it, to sometimes we got to go in and fix some of those, depending on which one and where it is.
Going back to knees real quick before we break, anytime there's a knee injury, everybody fears the ACL, but I hear hyperextension all the time, and I'm not quite sure what that incurs. What does that involve?
So hyperextension is, when you straighten your knee, that's extending it.
Right.
When you bend it back, that's flexing it. So if you are fully extended, and then sort of if you think about if the knee goes backwards a little bit, that's hyperextension. Sometimes you can tear something with that, including the ACL. Sometimes it will tear. Now, a lot of times what you're hoping for is just a bone contusion where the 2 ends of the bones hit together, bruise each other. That's your best case scenario with that injury. You can tear structures inside the knee, unfortunately, with a hyperextension injury. I think Willis McGahee is the one I always close my eyes and see. He had a foot planted, guy hit the front of the knee, caused that hyperextension. So that's one I think of just, back in the day when I was younger, and some people probably don't know who he is, but so yeah, that's based on the mechanism. It overextends.
All right. Well, Dr. Stephen Ethridge, wealth of information here, and hopefully we'll try to figure out this whole leap year thing. Doc even pointed out that it's more than 365 days in a year. It's like 365.2. So He even knows a little bit about the months as well. Thanks for coming in today, Doc.
My pleasure.
All right, we'll take a quick timeout. On the other side, we'll be joined by LSU beach volleyball coach Russell Brock for a quick segment. Their season begins on Friday. We're talking about it next here on Off the Bench.
Off the bench.
Somebody that will never blow a lead, that is Tommy. Windows, doors, and siding. GoTommys.com. Geaux, Tommys with a Y.com is the website. You will clearly see the difference when you work with Tommy and the team. They're not going to blow a lead. They're just going to win awards because that's what they do. They stack banners. They stack
But not
awards
every year, right?
every single year, bud.
They don't
not every
like,
4
they don't-
years.
They don't spread the trophies for every company?
No, they don't.
Trophies for
They would
everybody?
never let Canada make a comeback either. Go to GoTommys.com.
All right, GoTommys.com. They are the best windows, doors, siding. We're talking about Hardy Plank siding. Talking about vinyl windows, siding, whatever it is. They're amazing. Just talk to them about your project. If you're building a new house, if you're renovating, maybe you just want to do a little upgrade on your doors or change them. You got some rotted windows, rotted doors, whatever it is. Anything they install, lifetime warranty, the best in the business. That's why they win awards every single year. GoTommys.com.
Hi, this is Beth Serena. Welcome to my pool. The first time I saw this beautiful pool, it exceeded every expectation that I had. They were able to get everything we wanted in this pool. It is a beautiful pool. We live out here, we eat out here, we watch TV out here. This is like our living room outside. We love this pool and everything about it. When we decided to build our pool, we called a great friend who is one of the best pool builders in the country in North Louisiana, and we said, who would you choose to build a pool in Baton Rouge? And without a hesitation, he told us Russell Pools. He said their history, tradition of great builds, great pools was unmatched. So of course, who did we call? Russell Pools. The advice I would give to anyone looking to build a pool is first call Russell Pools. They'll do an incredible job. It'll be incredibly organized. It'll be time efficient. And you will have your pool in no time.
Championships are won with preparation, and so are great roofs.
Coach is tough on us about preparation, and Paris brings that same championship mindset.
Do business with someone you know. Paris Construction and Roofing.
ParisRoof.com.
Sometimes you ignore the signs, even when they're right in front of you. Problem gambling isn't always easy to spot. Know the signs, set your limit. Learn more about healthy gambling habits by visiting us online or text or call for free, confidential help now.
I'm Lawyer Locke Meredith. If you're battling an insurance company because of a wreck not your fault and they're not calling you back or being fair, whether you hire us at all, give us a call, 272-5555, or email Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates. You have nothing to lose.
Hello, I'm Collins Meredith. If you've been injured on the job, you likely have a workers' compensation claim, but you may also have a tort claim, which opens up significant recovery rights not normally available for a work injury. If this is you, call us or come see us at Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates.
Most roofers just replace your shingles. At Pelican, we diagnose your roof, digging deep down to find the root cause of your roof symptoms. Now cough for me? Good. We don't ignore your roof's issues, we address them. Let's just take care of this right here. Helping your roof to become the best version of itself. Interesting that you would say that. How does that make you feel? So call Pelican Roofing for your free roof checkup today.
When it comes to choosing energy for your family and your home,
It's Friday after 5. I got here just in time. Went ahead and with a line before I went
Off the Bench, presented by Hood Dental.
Welcome back in. Wednesday edition of Off the Bench. Taylor Sharp here with you, filling in for Jacob Hester and Matt Flynn, Alondra Villarreal, Braxton Rizzuto, here as well. Right now, we'll go out to the phone lines. LSU beach volleyball coach Russell Brock joins us this morning. Coach Brock, how are you?
Couldn't be better on this Wednesday morning.
Great to hear it. Last time you joined me, it was before you guys got out there to the NCAA championships in Gulf Shores. I know it didn't go the way you guys wanted to, but first off, congratulations on making it that far. I know you guys fell to Cal Poly out there, but Coach, you come into the season ranked number 12, and I know you guys have turned into one of the top volleyball programs in the country, but how do you handle those expectations year in and year out?
Yeah, the funny thing about that is, 12 is, as low as we've been in a while. Mm-hmm. So, our expectations clearly are higher than, the people who are out there casting votes. So I think the pressure from within to be great. And honestly, that comes from being a part of, an athletic department, particularly a sport that plays in the spring that sees greatness all around us. Like this, that's the expectation, and that's the reality. Like, we know that we're in a position with the talent, with the training, with the facilities, with the support, with just the positive peer pressure that comes from being a spring sport at LSU, that you're going to be one of the top teams in the country.
You got a lot of returners. I mean, I think it's something like 11 returners from last year's team. Now you got a good bit of freshmen coming in as well, but you guys get started, and you did it last year, doing it this year, like starting away from home. And I realize you're not going far. You're going down there to New Orleans, but is it good to have a lot of veterans on the team, kind of rely on that experience early on, like when you're starting away from home?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, every year is a little bit different with the makeup of the roster, and this is probably one of the most returners we've had since back in 2021, where we had a bunch of people coming back because of COVID. But it's also, half of our roster is people in their first or second year of competition. So we've got a great balance of being young and being old. And I think that brings, a level of expectation and an understanding from those older kids, but there's excitement and there's energy from the younger ones. And it's a really good balance. It's been great for our training. Everybody's pushing each other. And then obviously heading into the first weekend, I think there's probably going to be some people who are a little more comfortable and some people who, have a little more, jitters. And it's great to have a good group of kids that can help people settle in and play the way we've been playing in practice.
Coach, whether it's Skylar Martin, Tatum Finlayson, Cameron Chantelier, you got a lot of returners, but who are some of the big name players maybe people keep an eye on early in the season? Like, who are you going to rely on to get this thing started?
Yeah, I think we've got, a couple of those that you mentioned obviously are huge for us. Julia Strucker is another one that was a freshman last year, and she's made huge strides to be better, more experienced, really talented this year. We expect her to do really great things. Aubrey O'Gorman is a senior who's kind of on her last legs as far as her eligibility, and she's played some pivotal roles for us in the last two seasons. And then, Kate Baker is another one that's been in the lineup, has some huge wins. She and Tatum pulled out a massive win against USC at home last year. So those are the kids that, are returning, who are experienced and who've won big matches for us in the past few years that we expect to do it again.
I saw that you guys recently added two transfers, Emily Helmuth, Zayna Meyer. What do you expect from them? Because they have college experience, but year one here in Baton Rouge, you guys are ranked 12th. You talked about it. You're highly ranked every year. What do you expect from them year one here?
One thing that we expect from them that they've delivered enormously for us is just the leadership and the culture that they've added, coming from storied programs on the indoor side and having a lot of success. Obviously, Emily coming off a national championship. The things that they're able to say, the credibility that they have when they, even as newbies to our sport, drive high expectations around them, and they have high expectations for themselves. So I think the biggest thing they've done so far is they brought in two blockers that we needed in our training, and they've grown in leaps and bounds. It's crazy to see how fast that they've grown, and there's no doubt that they're going to play a pivotal role for us this season.
Coach, you were just that's actually perfect. You were just talking about, kind of being a newbie to the sport, going from indoor to beach. What does a typical transition look like? I mean, how much different is that? Like for the average person that, may not know that much beach volleyball versus regular, what does a normal like learning curve look like for someone that's making that transition?
Yeah, I think it's significantly more challenging than people would expect. If you look at the sports on the surface, and they look like they're the same thing. I mean, it's you bump, you set, you spike, you serve, like you have a blocker, you have people passing and defending. But it really is the way that your body has to adapt to the surface and has to adapt to the, just conditions, the sun, the sand, the wind. It really does. The court size is smaller. You have to be well-rounded. You can't just do certain skills. And typically indoor players that come off there, they're pretty refined in the skill set that they need to be great at. And then there's another skill set that they really don't even have to master because somebody else is going to do that for them. And so when you step into the sand and you've got to do it all, and you have to do it all excellently, that's a lot of pressure. And then to do it on a surface that is completely foreign to your body, just teaching your body how to jump and move on a surface that is not solid like you've done for your entire life, it's really challenging. And typically that process is a lot of frustration initially. And then as your body starts to catch on and your skill set starts to build, you really hit a pretty quick ascent. But you have to survive until that kind of turning point. And so they've done a great job of really grinding in that first initial phase, and super proud of them for that.
LSU Beach volleyball coach Russell Brock, our guest right now. Coach, I understand it's not a ton of travel involved for you guys going out to New Orleans, but I mean, what does a typical week look like for you guys going away from home? I mean, you play a ton of games, and it will be on the road. Like, what does a typical week look like for you?
Yeah, well, thankfully, Mardi Gras was this past weekend and not this coming weekend.
Right.
And there'd be a lot more distractions heading down that way. But, we're going to head out tomorrow, and we'll get down there and we'll train in that facility. And then it's a business trip. It's not far from home, but one of the reasons why we go down there and we stay because we don't want to have any distractions to keep us from really being focused that opening weekend. And it's a great opportunity to do that without having to hop on a plane and travel, to the west or the East Coast. And so it's a really good way to start. We can have a lot of fans that are going to make that trip, or even families that live in that area. And so we expect to, have all the benefits of playing close to home, but also all the challenges of being on the road and not sleeping in your own bed and eating meals out, and also the benefit of just being tight-knit with just us. We're all together all the time, and that's where our strength comes from, is our ability to be unified and be great together.
Coach, one more for you before I get you out of here. You were actually just talking about, we go on the road, we practice in the other team's facilities. Speaking of facilities, I had you on once last year in the spring, and I had made it out to the beach volleyball facility for my first time being out there, and I was blown away. I mean, how does your facility right here in Baton Rouge compare to some of those other programs?
I tell you, really, if the only facility for beach volleyball in the country that you ever go to is LSU's, then you're going to have your expectation for everybody else is going to be ruined. We are so blessed and fortunate to have Death Volley, our space on campus with bleachers and shade and great music and food and drink and big scoreboard and lights. All those things are a premium. And thankfully, when the program was started, tennis had just moved out. And so that shell was sitting there just waiting for us. So, if you come out, you're going to be spoiled as far as what beach volleyball fans can experience. And pretty much everywhere else that we go and play has, maybe one or two of those aspects, but none of them have all of that sort of experience for fans or for the teams to train and kind of live in. And we owe a lot to this community and to our athletic department for being willing to set us up in a facility like that.
Coach, basically what I just heard is everybody needs to come play at LSU because we're the best at everything. That's what I got from that. Coach, thank you so much for your time today. Again, your season gets started this Friday, the Green Wave Invitational. Then you're back on your home court next week for the Tiger Beach Challenge. Coach, thanks for your time today, and good luck this upcoming season.
Thank you very much. Appreciate the opportunity, and go Tigers.
Absolutely, go Tigers. All right, we'll take a quick timeout. When we get back, me and Alondra, we'll kind of throw out maybe some position players to watch tonight. We talked pitching earlier, opportunity for a lot of guys that didn't throw over the weekend to get some action today, this afternoon against Nicholls. We'll kind of toss around maybe some guys in the field we might want to see. That's coming up next here on Off the Bench.
Off the Bench.
Go to Bally's, Baton Rouge Casino and Hotel, the brand new star of downtown Baton Rouge. It is brand new. And sure, like the outside of the building somewhat might be the same, but that's the only thing that is the same. When you walk in, you'll be blown away. They have got Vegas-style gaming all over the place. Right when you walk in on the casino floor, they've got new slot machines. They have got a brand new DraftKings Sportsbook with an incredible bar that butts up to this biggest TV I think you've ever seen in your life. They've got a brand new hotel. Every room got an upgrade. Everything got an upgrade. Go check it out. Bally's Baton Rouge Casino and Hotel.
That's right. It is Friday. It is the weekend. Friday. If you're looking for something to do, if you're in Baton Rouge, the Baton Rouge area, looking for something to do with your friends, with your spouse, whatever it is, a little date night, go to Bally's of Baton Rouge. Baton Rouge, you got an upgrade, 25,000 square foot gaming facility, beautiful hotel and restaurants right there. Bally's of Baton Rouge.
When it comes to industrial construction, River Parish Contractors can do it all. Mechanical, structural, custom fabrication, specialized welding, and turnaround services. Strategically located in between Baton Rouge and New Orleans, we have the local team with the experience and commitment to safety to manage the most complex industrial projects. Period. Here's the deal. Partnering with us means your project is delivered on time, on budget, and most important, safely. River Parish Contractors, let's get building.
Okay, and what is our goal?
Less than 110.
That's right, less than 110.
We teach. We laugh. We pray.
Dear Heavenly Father, please guide our hands during this procedure.
Hey, how are we feeling today?
I'm feeling better. We heal.
You look better. Happy birthday.
Thanks.
We do all things.
I got you. No way.
With great love. FMOL Health. This is how we healthcare.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Hi, I'm Mitchell Meredith with Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan & Associates. We take great pride in educating our clients about their rights. Whether you're injured at work or while you drive, call our office at 272-5555. Knowledge is power, and you should know your rights after an injury.
Hi, I'm Sean Fagan of Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan & Associates. When insurance companies have been unfair, we've never been afraid to go to trial. Fighting hard to protect your rights, we never settle a case out of convenience. We only settle when it's right for you. Whether you hire us at all, give us a call.
Transform your living space with Lacoste & Young Remodeling and take your home from outdated to outstanding. Redefine your kitchen for the ultimate culinary experience, or elevate your daily routine with a spa-worthy bathroom retreat. Our skilled team brings 3D modeling to life to ensure your vision becomes a reality. We believe luxury should be accessible and offer tailored solutions to fit your budget without compromising quality. So contact us today for a free estimate. Lacoste & Young Remodeling, providing perfect solutions for your dream home.
When it comes to choosing energy for your family and your home, make the smart choice with natural gas. You can count on efficient and affordable natural gas to keep you comfortable and reduce your environmental impact to help protect our planet. Together, we're fueling our energy future. Atmos Energy.
At Ochsner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Ochsner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one: you. Ochsner.
Off the Bench, presented by Hood Dental.
All right, go to rouses.com, go see our friends, and, which location do you go see them at? Well, you got to find out. You got to go to the website and see which one is nearest you. And then once you find that out, we always talk about it, man. They've got incredible deals going on at your local store, and you're going to be able to see them in that weekly ad right there on the homepage. Now, we always encourage you, go walk in. You'll be blown away right when you walk in. All the things that make Rouse's great. You're going to be welcomed by king cakes and all these things that are so Louisiana, right? And they are so local. They're going to have their own stuff there. But when we say Louisiana, they're in more than just Louisiana. Across the Gulf Coast. We just went to one in Mobile, Alabama a couple of weeks ago when we were down there for the Senior Bowl. So, again, find that location nearest you. How do you do that? You go to rouses.com.
Yeah, Rouses.com. Get ready for the tailgating weekend, baby. Do it local. A local grocery store. Go check out your nearest local Rouses.
All right, welcome back in. Wednesday edition of OTB. Taylor Sharp here with you. Alondra Villarreal, Braxton Rizzuto. Your LSU Tigers will take on the Nicholls State Colonels in Alec Box at about 1 o'clock this afternoon, a little bit earlier of a game as far as midweeks go. And earlier in the show, we broke down who could potentially start at pitching. Alondra and myself have both kind of thrown our hats into the ring for Cooper Williams. But look, there's a number of options. Zion Theopolis is an option. Danny Lockenmeyer, we'll see him in some capacity. Connor Bench has yet to pitch. Like, you're going to see a lot of guys that you did not see in the opening weekend, but that kind of rings true to the field as well, not just on the mound. And I wanted to kind of, real quick look at maybe some position players to watch here against Nicholls, because, again, I think this is a team that LSU can have a lot of success against, a lot of valuable in-game reps for some players that maybe necessarily did not get in there a ton over the weekend. Now, the first name I'm going to mention is Mason Braun, and I know what you're thinking. Yes, he played a ton over the weekend, but he didn't play a ton in the field. He was your DH over the weekend, and he was great in that spot. I would just really like to see what he's got defensively. We've seen the performance at the plate. Remember, this guy was the #1 first baseman in high school last season. Now, Zach York has that spot right now, but look, Mason Braun, he's a guy that can maybe make some things happen for you. He's also listed as outfield as well. He played there a little bit in some of the fall scrimmages. You have your outfield depth. Like, you know your starters. Derek Curiel, Chris Stanfield when he's healthy, and Jake Brown. Those are going to be your 3 starters, some combination of those guys. Behind them, though, it's a little bit of a question mark. To me, Mason Braun could fill one of those roles if given the opportunity. Look, there's so many guys to mention. Alondra, I'll come to you real quick. Like, whether it's somebody that hasn't gotten at bat, somebody in the field, like who's somebody for Nicholls you're like, want to see what that guy's got?
I'd like to see a little more of Omar Cerno behind the plate and see what he looks like back there. Because Jay, if you've noticed, likes to kind of like match up the catchers with the pitchers. He did it with Paul Skeens. He gave him like the little it was usually Travinsky because he was taller.
I think Aaron Beatty did it with Ianson or something.
So he kind of likes to match up the catchers with the pitchers. So I would like to see a little more from Omar Cerna. I know Kate Aaron Beatty has definitely made a leap this season from last season behind the plate and at the plate. But what we saw from Omar when he was in the DH, I know he didn't do too well Sunday, but I think it was either Friday or Saturday that he looked good at the plate. So I would like to see a little bit more out of him. I agree that Mason Braun, I do want to see him, but he can play in the outfield.
Right.
So I don't know.
I think I'd actually prefer him in the outfield just because you don't have any proven depth behind your top 3 guys. Yeah. Your body's there, but what about Daniel Harden? Like, he's a guy that a lot of people haven't really talked about, but he comes from McLennan Community College out in Waco. He had 354 last year on the community college level. 16 doubles, 3 triples, 12 homers. The guy had 59 RBIs. Again, that's a guy that could give you depth in the outfield. He got in there Sunday. He didn't get a hit, but he did draw a walk and score a run. Like, that's a guy, maybe get his feet wet a little bit against Nicholls.
If Chris Stanfield's not going to play, then maybe we can see Mason Braun and maybe we can see someone like Daniel Harden, which... yeah, he's intriguing.
Yeah, he's a guy that, was kind of a little bit under the radar, but, and I get it. I know it's the community college level. He's coming up in competition, but he's proven on the college level more than a lot of these high school guys. The the guy I really want to see get some extended outing. Our guy that was on the wrong side of the motorboat celebration, Mr. John Pearson.
I love that celebration.
Oh, my God. It was so incredible. I saw a post yesterday, and it kind of summed up this state perfectly. It said, Louisiana sports and Louisiana sports fans really don't care what other people think about
At all.
And I was like, no.
At all.
Okay, was that the first home run celebration or the second?
I think it was the second because Zach York hit one.
In between
and
them?
then, because wasn't it Jake Brown that did it?
It was Jake Brown that did
so
the celebration.
Zach had, I think, the first home run, didn't he?
Well, Jake had 2 that night.
No, I know, but I think Zach hit it before, so I think that was the second celebration. I don't remember, but it was hilarious.
It was elite, unexpected.
I love it.
Kind of subtle as you could be.
Right.
But also, everybody kind of knew what was going on.
It was so good.
Look, I mean, John Pearson, he's a guy that last year he played in 27 games. He batted .238 on the year. He had a double. He had 2 home runs, 7 RBI. Now, he can play third base. That's kind of what he was listed at last year, but he a little bit of outfield as well. So that's a guy a lot like a Mason Braun. Can play infield, can play outfield. Got a pinch hit. Got in as a pinch hitter multiple games over the weekend. He did come away with 1 hit in those at-bats. So you've seen a little bit from him over the weekend. You've seen, again, a lot more from him last year. He played in 27 games. But John Peterson can take that next step. Pearson?
Yeah.
John Pearson. If John Pearson can take that next step, I mean, I think Trent Carraway's got third locked down. But if you have to mix and match them, you can. I mean, we saw Carraway play a little bit of second base. You saw his versatility. John Pearson just provides you with more depth, outfield, infield. Like we talk about the depth of the pitching staff. The depth of the infield is there. You just need to get these guys some reps. Like Jack Ruckert and Ethan Klaus. We talked about them on Monday. They both got there in extended time on Sunday. It was in the middle of the infield. I think they're both interchangeable. Like Ethan Klaus was a highly recruited shortstop a year ago in high school. He played second on Sunday. They had Jack Ruckert in there at shortstop. Well, Jack Ruckert on Monday against Kent State, he got a little bit of action at second base. Those guys are interchangeable. Like the depth of this team, the versatility of these players, I like it. Now, I'll ask you this, Alondra. We didn't see Curiel starting the season in leadoff. They switched it Saturday, Sunday, Monday. He's been there. Jay does like to tinker with the lineup. In a game like this, early in the season, midweek game against an in-state opponent, how much tinkering do you think we're going to see tonight? Like or I guess this afternoon, as far as like who's in what order? I mean, I think the normal guys will get the start, but like where are they going to be?
I think in terms of the lineup, I don't think you'll see too much changing just because it's been working so well lately. Maybe some here and there, but yeah, he does like to tinker, but I think it's working so well that I'm not sure how much of it you'll see moved around.
To me, this is a game where like you mentioned Omar Cerna. I would love to see Omar Cerna in this game. I feel like this is a game Cade will get the start, play maybe like the first 2 innings, Omar Cerna the rest of the way. Like the way Aaron Beatty's hitting the ball, I mean, he could use a day off. He's caught a lot of baseballs. I mean, you played 4 games in 4 days. This will be your 5th game over a 6-day period. Our guy Aaron Beatty needs a little bit of rest. I think you're going to see an extended outing from Omar Cerna. I think you'll see Mason Braun in some capacity. Me and Alondra both talking about him, whether he fills in at first, if they do decide to pull Zach York at some point in this game. Does he fill in the outfield? Stanfield's still dealing with that injury. John Pearson, a guy we saw last year in 27 games a year ago. That was a talented squad a year ago, and I get most of them were midweek. They were non-con games, but Jay trusted him enough to put him out there as a freshman. You got to expect a year under his belt in this program. Jay probably trusts him even more, so that's a guy to watch as well. And then, again, kind of going back to the pitchers before we break here, the guys who did not throw over the weekend, freshmen Reagan Ricken and Zion Theopolis did not throw a single pitch over the weekend. They are candidates to start this game. My preference, Alondra's preference, Cooper Williams for maybe like an inning or 2. I mean, he threw 2 2/3 innings over the weekend. 1 hit, 1 run, 5 Ks, no walks. Pretty good. Want to see what he's got as a starter because whether it's a Case and Evans, whether it's a William Schmidt, that weekend rotation may not be set in stone. You also have Connor Benj. You haven't seen him. I think you'll see him in some capacity. Locke and Meyer. Can Santiago Garcia and Zach Cowan get in there and kind of get their confidence back after a tough first outing over the weekend. A lot of things to keep an eye on. Again, LSU versus Nicholls in the box, 1 p.m. this afternoon. We will take a quick timeout. Coming back, we'll wrap up hour number 2 here on a Wednesday edition of Off the Bench, brought to you by Hood Dental.
Off the Bench.
All right, go to trashrangers.com. Trashrangers.com. One of the cool things they always have, like if it is a big holiday like the 4th of July, like when you went on the other day, like it had, hey, here's the update. Here's when we're going to pick up your trash, just so you know every detail. And I'm sure, look, you'll get that sent to your phone as well, because you know they're going to send text reminders, put your trash out. I mean, they take all the hassle out of everything, right? So go to the website, sign up today. If you're one of the lucky ones that's able to do that for residential service, you can always sign up for that commercial service. Roll-off dumpsters, 3 sizes to choose from. Give them a call and make sure you've got the right one on your project. That is trashrangers.com.
Yeah, you got a 4th of July party, you just had it, you got anything. Got a bunch of people over, you got a lot of trash, got to throw it away. You want reliable, you want hassle-free, you want a company that cares about taking care of your house, your business, your residence, wherever it is. Give them a call today or go visit them, trashrangers.com.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
It's 2026 and you're thinking about your future. College, workforce, tech school? This could help clear it up for you. According to a 2025 Georgetown University study, ITI Technical College ranked as the #1 college in all of Louisiana for return on investment. So the better return on your dollar for your education begins here. Call us or visit us online to start your new career or to get the life that you've always wanted for your family. ITI Technical College. We're in the better life business.
When you can't rely on technology, you can rely on Mountain Cold Refreshment.
Dave's back on.
Coors Light. Choose chill.
If your office is experiencing performance issues like slow networks, jammed printers, or disappearing files, Advanced Office Systems may be right for you. With powerful IT solutions, print management, document imaging, and security systems, they help offices regain confidence naturally. Side effects may include uncontrollable efficiency, smoother workflows, and a sudden burst of office joy. Say goodbye to those emotional breakdowns in the supply closet and get back on track with Advanced Office Systems.
Transform your living space with Lacoste & Young Remodeling and take your home from outdated to outstanding. Redefine your kitchen for the ultimate culinary experience or elevate your daily routine with a spa-worthy bathroom retreat. Our skilled team brings 3D modeling to life to ensure your vision becomes a reality. We believe luxury should be accessible and offer tailored solutions to fit your budget without compromising quality. So contact us today for a free estimate. Lacoste & Young Remodeling, providing perfect solutions for your dream home.
Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates has won for our clients over $175 million over the decades, but our greatest success is our clients who have chosen and trusted us to help them. Whether you hire us at all, give us a call. You've got nothing to lose.
Hi, I'm Sean Fagan. If you get injured, you could be staring at medical bills, repair costs, and lost income. Life can be turned upside down. At Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates, we'll work to turn your world right side up. Hire us, and like thousands of our clients, you'll be glad you did.
Off the Bench, presented by Hood Dental.
Well, speaking of diving in, would you like to dive into a Russell pull? because when you see what they can do for you, you'll be blown away. I mean, they're going to make the pool of your dreams. In fact, that's their tagline because they know it is factual. Let's build your dream pool. And what better time to get that process started than right now, because you are going to enjoy it year long. This is Louisiana. It is always pool season here in Louisiana, but this is truly a one-stop shop. We're talking about construction, maintenance, retail, all of that you handle with one company. That company is Russell Pool Company, and you can trust them. We trust them. Everybody they build pools for trust them. LSU, the Tigers, trust them as well.
Yeah, let them build your dream pool. They can do everything from design to landscape architect to financing options. They can do it all. When you think of quality pools, you think of Russell Pools. RussellPools.com.
Welcome back in. Final segment, hour number 2 here on a Wednesday edition of Off the Bench. Taylor Sharp here with you. Lunch Villarreal, Braxton Rizzuto on this Wednesday, brought to you by Hood Dental. Why do people hate Nate Yeske still? I'm reading comments in the chat.
I truly can't tell if they're trolling or being for real.
I just keep seeing.
I feel like one of them is being for real.
I keep seeing early season Yeske sucks. Like when Yeske was hired, it was considered a home run hire. And Alondra, all Nate Yeske's done has had the staff lead the SEC in strikeouts his first 2 years. And they win a national championship last year. What more do they need to do?
He also is really good at Oregon State.
Yeah.
He's won multiple,
He's been in multiple College World Series.
I don't.
I mean, what am I missing?
Everybody knows I've been the biggest Nate Yeske supporter and defender since he got on campus. Even when everybody turned on him, what was it, year before last?
Yeah, it was his first year.
I was taking bullets for him. I was like, get behind me, Nate.
I mean, I don't really understand what else the guy has to do. You've led the SEC in strikeouts as a staff both years he's been here. You won a national championship last year. If you guys don't remember those games, it was thanks in large part to your two dominant pitchers, Cade Anderson and Anthony Ianson. And then you did a really good job week 1. I don't really understand what I'm missing here in terms of all the Nate Yeske hate, but whatever. Maybe some people
That's
just.
what I'm saying. I can't tell. I
Okay,
feel
they're
like
also
maybe they're
saying
trolling.
fire Mulkey. Yeah, that's not.
I mean,
That's a troll.
That's a troll. But I mean, look, you hear it a lot. It's not just here. You've heard it for 2 years. It baffles me. This topic, Alondra, I saw it last night, and as you written all over it. This is something I could see you doing a deep dive in.
Okay.
Okay. IMG Academy in Florida. Football power. Everybody goes there throughout the country to go there and train.
I feel like I saw something about this.
IMG has agreed to pay a $1.7 million settlement for accepting tuition from 2 students with ties to the Mexican drug cartel.
Okay, I did see this.
So
why does this have me written all over it?
Because you love a good internet rabbit hole. I mean, you love
that feels problematic.
There has to be more to the surface than what we're seeing. So basically, over 5 consecutive years, IMG Academy repeatedly the number of transactions with 2 individuals who have ties to this drug cartel organization. According to IMG Academy's continued tuition payments for the 2 students resulted in 89 violations for counter-narcotic sanctions, and they got to pay $1.7 million. Not something I thought I would see. I mean, was this intentional? Was it not intentional? I don't know, but
I'll definitely read more about it.
Yeah,
see what
I saw it last night. It looks like the 2 students were enrolled from 2018 to 2022. So it had been a few years now, but yeah, $1.7 million for accepting tuition from a drug cartel.
Yeah.
One of the tuitions, it was $98,000 for one student and $102,000 for the other. It was provided money and services from the drug cartel. And if you're thinking that's a lot of money, IMG is like if you've ever seen their athletic facilities, it's incredible. So $98,000 from one student, $102,000 from the other. The names of the students haven't been released. I don't know which sport this is for, if it's for a sport. I mean, it's IMG, so I would imagine that it is.
Soccer. Sorry. Soccer or baseball.
It might be soccer or baseball. We'll find out. But yeah, that came out, came down the wire last night. New York Post has it. Everybody has it.
Pro tip, if you like, for people that want to go down rabbit holes, you got to go to like Reddit or Facebook groups, because that's where you get firsthand accounts from like people that like went to the school, know the people that are involved. That's how you go down the rabbit hole.
Have you ever seen the Netflix
You got to get
thing?
with the people that know, you got to get with the people that know the people, or like are in the school or work for the school.
You need somebody in the know.
Yeah.
Some inside.
Yeah, you need insider information.
Have you ever seen the cat thing on Netflix? I think it's like literally called like "Don't F with Cats" or whatever.
Oh, I haven't seen it, but I've heard about what it is.
You would love it.
No, I would not.
It's
no, I would not. The thing that people describe it to me is like a guy's just killing.
Well,
cats.
they don't show any of it, but
Ew.
I mean, it's the way they find this guy though. It starts as like a Facebook group. Kind of one person saw the video, it goes to the next. They start a Facebook group and they like track down this guy to another country.
Yeah.
And like find him, he gets arrested. Like the whole thing is fascinating, and it's because they joined like a Facebook and Reddit group to figure this guy out.
That's where you get the firsthand accounts.
And they found somebody who like knew who he was or something like that.
Do you remember real fast? Do you remember like a couple weeks ago there was a teacher in like West Virginia or Virginia or something like that, and they were looking for him and they couldn't find him.
Yeah.
And like he was out in the forest, so you gotta go on the Facebook groups.
Okay.
The people that know the people.
Wild ending to hour 2 of today's show. We'll have hour 3 coming up next here on Off the Bench.
Off the Bench.
Hi, I'm Mitchell Meredith. At Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates, we know each case and client are unique, and that no two cases are the same. But one thing remains constant, and that is our passion to help our clients. After an accident, we know your life has changed, which is why we passionately fight to make you and your family whole. Remember, whether you hire us at all, give us a call at 272-5555. We're here to serve you.
Man, age is just a number. Don't let it dictate how you feel. Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness has anti-aging services that can help you look and feel your best. Visit yourgoodwood.com and discover a renewed sense of vitality.
We typically think of stress as being bad for us. At Our Lady of the Lake and LSU, we are researching how certain types of stress, such as exercise, can be good for our immune health. By studying people under extreme stress, such as athletes, astronauts, service members, and first responders, we're learning how to improve the immune health of everyone. That's the power of research. That's the impact of champions. Together, we roar.
When it comes to industrial construction, River Parish Contractors can do it all. Mechanical, structural, custom fabrication, specialized welding, and turnaround services. Strategically located in between Baton Rouge and New Orleans, we have the local team with the experience and commitment to safety to manage the most complex industrial projects. Period. Here's the deal. Partnering with us means your project is delivered on time, on budget, and most important, safely. River Parish Contractors, let's get building.
I'm Gabrielle McLeod on behalf of the Louisiana Propane Dealers. I have spent hundreds of hours preparing for scholarship competitions. That preparation paid off when I won the Fitness and Talent Awards along with the title of Miss Louisiana. The Louisiana Propane Dealers are also pretty talented and want you to be prepared for when the power goes out. Visit LouisianaPropane.com to find out about propane generators and other safety tips. Louisiana Propane, it truly is the fuel for our future.
These are the luckiest ice cubes in the world. They could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they've been called upon to cradle and cool a crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Looks like the lucky just got luckier. Dos Equis.
The Bench with Jacob Hester and Matt Flynn.
Hands to Hester, and Hester, yep, got it, 5 out of 5.
From carrying each other to a natty to carrying each other on the air.
Flynn is back to throw for the end zone goal.
Live from the Raising Cane studio, it's Off the Bench.
Welcome in hour number 3, a Wednesday edition of Off the Bench here in the capital city. Taylor Sharp here with you, Alonzo Villarreal, Braxton Rizzuto inside the Raising Cane studio. Wednesdays Off the Bench brought to you by the folks over at Hood Dental. Busy hours 1 and 2 for us here on the show. We hit a little bit of everything. Coming up next segment, actually, Devin Snow, Hold the Mayo, will join us. Normally joins us Monday at 9:15. He pushed it back to Wednesday due to the craziness of all the Mardi Gras festivities going on in New Orleans. Right now, I want to look at something that ESPN.com put out yesterday. They put out the top transfer portal additions for each top 25 school. You go down the list, you see a number of big name guys. For LSU, surprise, surprise, they have quarterback Sam Leavitt. Obvious choice. No real surprise here. He was the top quarterback in the portal. Immediate impact starter if fully healthy. And he'll thrive in Lane Kiffin's offense. You go look at what he did a year ago. And when you look at the raw numbers, it's nothing that's going to jump off the page at you. But he was hurt. He only played in 7 games. And even some of the games he did play, he was playing injured. 2 years ago, this is a team that went to the college football playoff. They had Texas on the ropes in that game that they played, in the quarterfinal game that they played. And I think they probably should have won that game. I think there was a missed targeting call against Texas that ultimately took points away from Arizona State in that game. That was the Cam Scatteraboo game where he kind of announced his presence to the national audience. And Sam Leavitt was really good that year. Now, a lot of people wanted to see what he was going to do without a guy like Cam Scatteraboo. And, they had an up-and-down season, so, of course, the critics came out and said, okay, well, Sam Leavitt can't do it without Cam Scatteraboo. But the reality is he was just playing hurt. That's what it was. You saw Garrett Nussmeier here. My argument all season long was, guys, if you don't think Garrett Nussmeier is hurt, I don't really know what to tell you, because you either think he's hurt or he completely forgot how to throw a football. I think one of them is more logical than the other. Turns out Garrett Nussmeier was hurt. Huge shocker to all of us. So, look, I get that they put Sam Leavitt on this list. I understand. Even last year, he had 5 rushing touchdowns in 7 games. He's a mobile quarterback. I think he's going to thrive in Lane Kiffin's offense. The thing that I like more about this, when you go down these lists of teams, it's kind of an obvious candidate that jumps out, right? Like Chaz Coleman for Tennessee, the big edge rusher. Yeah, we know that's a huge get. Cam Coleman, big get. You could have kind of had your pick for LSU. It didn't have to be Sam Leavitt. It's an obvious choice. You got the number 1 quarterback in the portal. I get it. But look at some of the other players you brought in. First off, you could go quarterback room as a whole if you wanted to do it that way. Look at Landon Clark and Husan Longstreet. And Husan Longstreet didn't play a ton last year for USC. He played in 3 games. But he was a former 5-star recruit, and people have a lot of expectations for him. Landon Clark coming over from Elon. I get that Elon's a little bit lower of competition, but he thrived at Elon. He ran for a lot of yards. He scored a lot of touchdowns last season. Those 2 guys are going to battle it out in the spring in all likelihood, with Sam Leavitt sidelined for most of the spring with recovering from that foot injury. So I get the Sam Leavitt thing here, but who else could you have went with? What about Jordan Seaton? He was one of the later ads in this portal. He was number 1 left tackle in the portal. He was 2nd team all Big 12 a year ago. And a lot of people kind of raised their eyebrows at Jordan Seaton being the number 1 target or the number one left tackle in the transfer portal, just because when you look at Colorado's offensive line as a whole, the past 2 seasons, it has not been good. He was a little bit better last year, but not much. I mean, Shedeur Sanders set the record for most sacks in a season from a quarterback because he was in front of an awful offensive line 2 years ago. Jordan Seaton, a former 5-star player. He's big, he's physical, like anything you would want in a left tackle. Jordan Seaton brings that to you. I think he's going to slide right in there at that left tackle spot or right tackle. I mean, I think he's got one of those tackle spots pretty much locked down. LSU, went and they spent a lot of money in the portal to bring in players like a Jordan Seaton. So you could have went multiple areas on offense. Heck, you could have went Jace Brown. I'm going to continue to rave about Jace Brown because I think he's going to be really good in this offense. He ran the ball a little bit at Kansas State. He was their go-to receiver. He made a couple tough catches in big-time moments for him. I understand that team didn't have the season that a lot of people thought they were going to, but it wasn't Jace Brown's fault. He was really good when he was on the field for the Wildcats. Jackson Harris, the receiver out of Hawaii, 900 yards and 10 touchdowns in only 12 games. It's another guy that is a big-time playmaker on this offense. Brought in all the running backs. I mean, you could go the offensive line as a whole if you want to extend it past Jordan Seaton. But it goes beyond that. Prince Willouman-Mielen, the number one edge rusher in the transfer portal. He's a double-digit sack guy coming over from Ole Miss. A guy that has already played under Lane Kiffin, that knows what Lane Kiffin expects. He had a lot of success for the Rebels last year on defense. He wasn't just Ole Miss's best pass rusher. He was one of the best pass rushers in the SEC. That's why he wound up being the number one edge rusher in the transfer portal. That's why everybody was so thrilled with the Lane Kiffin transfer portal class. You landed Sam Leavitt, the number one quarterback in the portal. You landed Jordan Seaton, the number one left tackle in the portal. And you landed Prince Willouman-Mielen, the number one edge rusher. What does everyone always say? Most important positions in football, the quarterback position. Those who protect the quarterback, those who get after the quarterback. All three of those positions, you landed the number one guy in the portal. It does not get much better than that. I'd take it a step further and go, you could have included Ty Benefield on this list. He's a guy that I rave about. I'm going to continue to rave about him because I think talent-wise, he was one of the best players you signed in the transfer portal. I understand that on paper, safety might not look like a big position of need. Kind of was. I mean, sure, you have Tamarcus Cooley and Deshaun Spears coming back, but what do you have behind them? A little bit of a question mark. I mean, CJ Jim Coyley, he looked the part last year in fall practice as a freshman. Didn't get on the field a ton, but he's a guy that played some safety. They moved him down to star. He was repping star a lot last fall camp. You got some freshmen coming in that can play safety, but outside of those top two guys, you didn't have a ton of depth there. And I'm not saying Ty Benefield's a depth piece. He's a lot more than that. He's going to be a starter on this team. You go look at Ty Benefield, multiple big-time seasons at Boise State. Last year, he had over 100 tackles from the safety spot. It was like 85 the year before that. Ty Benefield can play football. I think he's an immediate starter on this defense. And he's a guy that he has the coverage skills, but he also comes up to the line to make a lot of those tackles. So getting Ty Benefield, you could play him at safety, move him to star. If you like him at safety, you could move Deshaun Spears down there to star, which is ultimately what I think I would like to see. Deshaun Spears is 6'3", pushing 220 pounds. That's about what Harold Perkins was when he played star. And Perkins was pretty good there. There are so many guys you could look at in the transfer portal for LSU and say, yep, Lane Kiffin hit a home run with that kid. That's why you brought Lane Kiffin here, to bring in players like this. Sam Leavitt, Jordan Seaton, Prince Willouman-Mielen, and Ty Benefield. You could have went a number of places. There's probably guys out there I'm forgetting. I mean, Fahim Delane, Mansour Delane's little brother, he's coming in. And I understand that he wasn't an impact player or anything like that at Ohio State. He wasn't a household name, but when Mansour Delane got here, he wasn't a first-team All-American. I mean, he was a second, third-team All-Conference player at Virginia Tech. He was a solid piece that everybody said, oh, yeah, he'll come in, he'll compete for a starting job. Yeah, he blew all of us away out there at fall practice. If you were out there, you know what I'm talking about. And once he got on the field, he showed that it wasn't just a flash in the pan. Mansour Delane is going to be a top 20 pick in all likelihood in the upcoming NFL draft. So it could be somebody completely under the radar. But when you bring in 42 players from the transfer portal, most of them at the top, if not the top of their position, like top 3 or 4 at their position in the portal, you're going to see results like this. It's just a lot of these other teams on this list, like you're like, oh yeah, they landed that one big name guy. That makes sense. Makes sense why Chaz Coleman's on this list for someone. That makes sense why Cam Coleman would be on this list. For LSU, I think you could have went in a number of different places. For what it's worth, Ole Miss on this list, ESPN.com has their biggest impact transfer is Curious Current from LSU. I mean, talked a little bit about it, throughout the offseason, throughout the transfer portal cycle, that you didn't lose a ton that's going to hurt you as far as LSU, like a ton of big-time starters. I think Curious Current was a big one, probably the biggest. That's a guy that the staff loved. He was a 5-star. He got some early playing time, mixed results, but he got thrown in there as a freshman. That's going to happen. He can play guard for you. He can play tackle for you. He's a guy you didn't want to lose. And to lose him to Ole Miss of all places with the Lane Kiffin saga, yada, yada. I know. It sucks, but you got to move on. Curious Current's going to hurt losing in the portal. I think Kyle Parker's actually going to hurt you. I thought Kyle Parker was good. I thought he was one of your top 3 receivers on this year's team. LSU used him a lot in the fourth quarter. You just didn't use him a lot before that. I could never really figure out why that was. Kyle Parker over at Ohio State followed Cortez Hankton. And he's going to have Jeremiah Smith on the other side of him to take pressure off of him. He has Julian Sayin, who I think coming into this year is the best quarterback in college football, throwing him the ball. And those are your 2 big losses. And it sucks to see Curious Current's name sitting there next to Ole Miss, but, outside of Curious Current, where do you go for Ole Miss? That's kind of the point. Yeah, they got a big-name guy. Who'd they get outside of that? And, for Indiana, on this list, they have Josh Hoover as their biggest name transfer, and I agree. And Josh Hoover, that was kind of an early signing. And that was one that happened really, really soon once he entered the transfer portal. And Josh Hoover was a guy that I liked. I pounded the drum a little bit for Josh Hoover to come here. The only issue I had was I wanted a little bit more mobile of a quarterback for Lane Kiffin in his offense. That's not really Josh Hoover. As far as throwing the ball, though, Hoover in his college career, 65% completion percentage, 71 touchdowns, 33 interceptions. It was 29-13 a year ago. So anybody that's wondering if Kurt Cignetti and Indiana are going to be a flash in the pan, no. I think they got one of the best quarterbacks in the portal. Again, outside of Josh Hoover, where do you look for Indiana? Rocco Beck's on here for Penn State. Yeah, but they had 30 transfers all from Iowa State straight to Penn State when Matt Campbell took that job. It just, when I look at LSU, I see Levitt, I see Seaton, I see Benefield, Uman Miel, and all of these guys that could have potentially been on this list for the top portal edition for LSU. And I get really excited about what's to come. And I realize this is why you brought Kiffin here. They call him the Portal King for a reason. He did a bang-up job. I'm excited for spring practice to start. All right, we will take a quick timeout. Coming up on the other side, Devin Snow, a.k.a. Hold DeMayo, had to move to Wednesday from his normal Monday slot, but we're talking to him next here on Off the Bench.
Off the Bench.
When it comes to industrial construction, River Parish Contractors can do it all. Mechanical, structural, custom fabrication, specialized welding, and turnaround services. Strategically located in between Baton Rouge and New Orleans, we have the local team with the experience and commitment to safety to manage the most complex industrial projects. Period. Here's the deal. Partnering with us means your project is delivered on time, on budget, and most important, safely. River Parish Contractors, let's get building.
After a decade of working in private duty nursing, I know how hard it can be to find compassionate care for the ones that you love the most. So I started Decision Critical, a premier concierge nursing agency, so we can take care of you wherever you are. Our highly skilled nurses provide exceptional care from the comfort of your own home with personalized packages for short-term, long-term, or even around-the-clock care. Visit us at decisioncriticalbr.com and give us a call today to get started.
I'm Lawyer Locke Meredith. We are honored and humbled to receive from our clients in Google, based on 5-star client reviews, the designation of our law firm is highly recommended. Whether you hire us at all, please give us a call, 272-5555. You have nothing to lose.
Hi, I'm Mitchell Meredith. Injuries happen when you least expect them to, making your life more complicated. At Locke Meredith Sean Fagan and Associates, we know this and we strive to help each of our clients during these times. Whether you hire us at all, give us a call at 272-5555.
ED, low T, or simply seeking to optimize your health and performance? Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness offers a range of discreet services to address your specific needs. We empower men to reclaim their health and confidence. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
These are the luckiest ice cubes in the world. They could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they've been called upon to cradle and cool a crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Looks like the lucky just got luckier. Dos Equis.
Flight by Yingling is raising the bar by crafting the next generation of light beer. With only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Flight by Yingling. Raise the bar.
Looking for the ultimate game day experience? Come to the Queen Casino in Baton Rouge. Savor game day platters and snacks, plus drink specials at 1717 Kitchen and Cocktail. So come out for game day and let our team make you the MVP. The Queen Casino, where every moment is a win.
Just when I thought I got him to fall in love with Tennessee.
Off the Bench, presented by Hood Dental.
Remind you about our friends over at Ochsner Health. When it comes to your health, you want a team that you can trust. That's why so many families across Louisiana choose Ochsner Health. From primary care to advanced specialty care, Ochsner brings together top physicians, innovative technology, and convenient locations all across the state. So whether it's a routine checkup, a sports injury care situation, heart health, or something a little bit more serious, they are with you every step of the way. Healthcare isn't one size fits all. We tell you that all the time. It is personal, and at Ochsner, your care is built around you. So take control of your health today. You can visit ochsner.org to find a provider or schedule an appointment. And I tell you all the time, man, when we were putting together Elite Training Academy, they were certainly the partner that we wanted. It's been a great partnership. You can visit that location of Burbank as well. All right.
All right, welcome back in. Hour number 3 here on a Wednesday edition of Off the Bench, brought to you by Hood Dental. We normally have him on Monday around this time, but he's been a busy man. I'm sure he's had a lot of fun with all the Mardi Gras going on in New Orleans. Our guy Devin Snow, a.k.a. Hold the Mayo, joins us now. Dev, what's going on, man?
Yo, what's happening? How we doing?
We're doing good. Man, you've been busy the last couple of days. Huh? How was Mardi Gras?
Busy having the time of my life. Yeah. It was amazing, man. It really was, especially in Endymion Sunday. And I'm just sitting here reading the Shia LaBeouf saga.
I was about to ask you if you were out there with Shia.
Hilarious.
So,
I just got a chance to sit down and look at this, and it's just so obnoxious.
I was going to ask you about that, like if you had heard about it. So apparently he just was picking on the wrong group of guys, and they beat his ass outside of this bar in New Orleans. It was about 2 or 3 guys got arrested. I think he's since out of jail, but got charged with battery. Not a good day for our guy.
Yeah, and he got out of jail and went right back to bourbon.
Oh, see, I didn't even know that part.
Oh, dude, this is a New Orleans tale if I've ever heard one. I mean, we'll talk about this forever. It's just crazy that Louis Stevens is causing so much chaos right now during Mardi Gras.
Man, I forgot about it. Dude, Even Stevens was an elite show. I mean, I remember when the Even Stevens movie was coming out. I mean, I thought that was going to change my life forever.
Yeah, and all the characters too, dude. Like even Twitty. Louis Stevens' best friend. Twitty was funny. Ren had her own style.
You had Beans. Yeah, old
I mean,
Beans.
dude, these were real TV characters, bro. This is, I just feel like they could never replicate something like that.
Yeah, it's incredible. Dev, you're talking about having the time of your life out there in Mardi Gras. How many parades did we hit, or were you just bouncing around all of them?
I went to Muses. I caught 2 shoes at Muses, so that was a good night. That was Thursday night. Laid low Friday to get the spot for Endymion. Went to Endymion. Then I went to Toth. I didn't make it to Bacchus. This happens every year. And then went to Zulu yesterday and caught some coconuts.
Toth is the early morning one, right?
Yeah, Toth is pretty early, but Zulu's even earlier. Zulu starts at 8 o'clock, dude. 8 a.m.
I hear more people that live out in the New Orleans area, go out there every year. So many people tell me Toth is their favorite parade now.
Yeah, because Toth throws the most. You know what I'm saying? They throw more than any other parade. So yeah, if you got a nice spot for Toth, you're gonna get bombed. I mean, they throw everything but the float, literally.
Were you out there at Endymion? Did you get to see Lane Kiffin?
I did see Lane Kiffin. I did see Lane. He didn't see me, but still in all, I mean, it was a nice float too. Really was. It was a cool looking float. Lane, I don't know, man. I don't know how Lane does this, man. I feel like he's on a social tour right now. This dude is everywhere, man. Especially down here, man. He's been down here a lot.
Yeah, some at the Pelicans game. I'm like, dude, you really got to be just fully diving into the Louisiana culture if you're going to go to a Pelicans game.
Yeah, he's on a culture tour. That's right. He's on a culture tour right now.
Dev, moving away from Mardi Gras, Winter Olympics going on right now. How locked in are you? Because, I mean, you always like to dip your toes in a lot of different areas. I know you're big on the UFC, and I mean, obviously, huge fan of all things Saints. Winter Olympics, where do you fall in that category? You locked in, or is it just kind of background fodder?
I can't even tell you I'm background. Where do you even watch the Olympics? Peacock?
Yeah, Peacock, because it's NBC. So you got Peacock on it, but no Olympics for you?
No, I mean I'll tune in for the Summer Olympics, the Winter Olympics. I don't know, man. What you want me to watch on the winter? You know what I'm saying? What's a good thing going with the Winter Olympics right now? What's a good sport?
The downhill skiing's pretty good. That's kind of
the downhill.
Well, so I like the ski jump where they make the one giant jump, because I always wonder how they train for that sport, because if you crash, you're getting seriously injured. So I don't really understand how they train for something like that. But no, I'm with you. I was always more locked into Summer Olympics as well, because growing up, I like to watch the dominance that was Michael Phelps. I just feel like the U.S.
Oh, yeah.
The U.S. has never really had that one Winter Olympic athlete that's kind of just captivated everyone.
I guess you could say maybe
Shaun
White, but
Yeah.
that wasn't. Yeah, what was that? Was that Winter Olympics though, or was that X Games?
I think it was both.
He did 3
Okay.
Winter Olympics, I think.
Yeah, I mean he's definitely the most legendary. Gotta be the most legendary American Winter Olympic guy.
Yeah,
I'm trying to think who else.
You got Lindsey Vonn, but I mean every talk about her has been she broke her leg going down the hill. I mean she didn't even really get to compete this year, and she's 41. It's probably her last Olympics. The U.S. as far as marketing for the Winter Olympics, I just found out the Olympics was coming up 3 months ago.
Yeah, and then all right. So what's up with the flag football? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
So that's the next Summer Olympics.
Okay, and I saw it like during the Super Bowl. It had Jalen Hurts, and is that our quarterback?
I don't know, but they are letting like NFL players play in it because there was a big debate on like, oh, do you let like the current flag football leagues across America do it? And they were like, nah, we want to get eyeballs on this thing, man. So they are letting current NFL players play in the flag football league. I imagine the U.S. is going to dominate that.
Yeah, dude, I would be devastated if they didn't. I mean, imagine, but then you never know. You know, there may be some other countries that are strictly practicing flag football, dude, the ins and outs.
Speaking of football, Dev, you know, the time to franchise tag people is going on right now, and the Saints have a couple of veterans that's contracts are coming up. They gotta bring back Cam and DeMario, right?
They not DeMario. I've said this on this show before. I do not believe DeMario is coming back. I think DeMario Davis is going to be a Chicago Bear. That's just my early prediction on it.
Reunite with Dennis Allen?
Yep. And then I think that if out of all these guys, I think Cam would be the one that we work something out with. And I think Taysom, I don't want to say he's retiring, but I just don't think he'll be back in the Saints uniform either. That's just my guess. I'm pretty confident with the DeMario thing, though, because of how he talks since the season's been over.
I mean, the thing about DeMario is, though, man, like I look at it and everybody's like, oh, you know, he's going to be 37 and all this. He set career highs in tackles this year, and before that it was last year. Like, DeMario Davis has actually had his 2 best years in the last 2 seasons. If I'm the Saints, I got to bring this guy back.
Trust me, they're going to want to, but I think he's playing hardball, dude, because of all those things you just said. I think that he's going to be playing hardball. I don't think it'll just be money either. I think it will be, hey, like to go and get in position. I mean, look what the Bears did this past year. I don't know, man. It just, if you listen to any of his interviews since the season ended, it just sounds like he's about to play a little hardball, respectfully.
I think Saints fans would be devastated by that. But like Cam Jordan, Cam to me seems like he's in it for the long haul. Like I was talking about it the other day. Like you go into the Superdome for any Saints games, you're gonna see 94 jerseys, most, if not most, like second most of any jersey in there. I mean, you'll see some Breeze ones, obviously, but like Cam Jordan, like kind of is the New Orleans Saints right now.
Yeah, and he had a great season. I mean, he had 10 sacks. It's not like this dude had 4 sacks and we like just, rooting for a good guy here. I mean, this guy played good. So, yeah, I could never see Cam Jordan playing in another uniform or anything like that. And I do think that they'll work it out, but it's just the other two, DeMario and Taysom, I think it's over. I really do, man.
Bro, I was going to say, like, in terms of Cam Jordan, he did, like, come out and say, I love the Saints, would love to stay.
Yeah.
But DeMario did the complete opposite. So I'm kind of with you. It's going to be like, I think he is going to play some hardball, and it might be a little bit of a challenge to get DeMario back on board with New Orleans.
And the thing about it is Stutzman, who we know is, a little flash, I'm still not confident just rolling out there with Stutzman only, though. Or Stutzman and who knows, Werner. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If DeMario doesn't come back, they're gonna have to go get somebody.
It changes everything. Free agency, Dev. It changes everything in the draft. Like DeMario leaving is not just losing your middle linebacker. Like it changes your entire offseason strategy. And I'm with you on Stutzman. Like he had flashes last year, but I mean he still needs to put on a little bit of weight to be an NFL middle linebacker. And like can he be an every down player? Like we don't know. But like if the Saints do in fact let him walk, man, they're gonna be in for quite the hectic offseason. Deb, before we get you out of here, what's the rest of the week look like for you? You got anything coming up, or are you just in pure recovery mode from the craziness that was Mardi Gras?
Yeah, I just figure another day of recovery mode. I mean, it was like 4 straight days of this, man. So it's over. Another day of recovery. And then, yeah, dude, I got a lot of stuff to tackle, man. I got a lot of challenges, especially, the whole YouTube thing. I'm really trying to get that going more than what it is. So I'm back to off-season Mayo, trying to tackle challenges, man, and do new stuff.
Hell yeah, man! I can't wait to see what you do next. The RB&R was awesome. I'm excited for everything you got coming your way. All right, guys, that is Devin Snow, a.k.a. Hold the Mayo. You can catch him on Twitter, Snow Like John. Dev, thanks so much for hopping on today.
All right, y'all take care.
All right, that was Devin Snow. We here on OTB. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back with more after this. You're on Off the Bench.
Off the Bench.
All right, go to pelicanroof.com, the website for Pelican Roofing in Lafayette, in Baton Rouge. They are boots on the ground in both locations, ready to help you. So if you need a roof repair, roof replacement, whatever it might be, they have got you covered, and they've got you covered with the best customer service, with the best work. That's why you go to the website, pelicanroof.com. You see 5-star reviews all over the homepage, and that's actual customers that have worked with Pelican Roofing. So don't delay. If you need anything when it comes to your roof, go to pelicanroof.com.
Sorry, Pelican Roof, pelicanroof.com. If you are starting a project, whether it's a new build, whether it's renovation, maybe it's just a roof repair. You got a leak, you got an old roof, whatever it is. It's just that time. Make sure you give them a call. And we know it's a big decision that you're going to have to make for your family and yourself. And financially, it can make a big impact. So go let them help you with the financing. Financing options right there at their homepage. Get the entire process started at pelicanroof.com.
Looking for cleaner energy? Propane is energy for everyone. And when you're cooking with clean, affordable propane, you're cooking with gas. In the wintertime, nothing heats a home like Louisiana propane. And when you need hot water, propane's got you covered. Oh, and you won't regret that propane generator when the power goes out. I'm Miss Louisiana, Gabrielle McLeod, and to find more information and to find a propane dealer near you, visit louisianapropane.com.
Jordan Faber here with some exciting news. Faber Automotive has officially arrived. We're proud to introduce your new hometown dealership, Faber Chevrolet GMC. That means more inventory, better deals, and the same great local team. Now backed by the trusted Faber family name. Whether you're shopping or servicing, you'll feel the difference from day one. Allow us the opportunity to earn your business.
Fabry Chevrolet GMC. Visit us in St. Francisville or online at FabryChevrolet.com.
I'm lawyer Collins Locke Meredith. Among the most important factors to consider when you're hiring an injury attorney is trust. You trust your attorney will put your interest first, treat you with respect, fairness, and honesty. You trust them to be there for you when you need them. At Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates, thousands of clients have trusted us to represent them, and for good reasons. Please visit us at LockeMeredith.com to learn more, and whether you hire us at all, give us a call at 272-5555. You have nothing to lose.
Investing in a new roof doesn't have to be overwhelming. At Pelican Roofing, we offer 0 interest for 21 months because everyone deserves a safe, secure home. Trusted, local, affordable. Pelican Roofing, making quality roofing affordable for South Louisiana families.
Today, we are shaping tomorrow.
We are researching how extreme stress impacts the immune system, from trauma victims to athletes and even astronauts.
Our work is leading the way in sepsis treatment, saving countless lives.
We're unlocking the mind with music in exciting new ways.
Our Lady of the Lake Health and LSU are improving the health of our state.
That's the impact of champions.
Imagine the impact we'll have on the future. Together, we roar.
At Ochsner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Ochsner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one: you. Ochsner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
After a decade of working in private duty nursing, I know how hard it can be to find compassionate care for the ones that you love the most. So I started Decision Critical.
He was working through college on my grandpa's farm.
Off the Bench, presented by Hood Dental.
All right, we are so fired up to be back with RejuvaMe and RejuvaMeMedical.com. Several locations across
more than
Louisiana.
several. You kidding me?
Baton Rouge, right there in Bluebonnet and Jefferson. You've got also the Bluebonnet in Highland. You've got Prairieville, Metairie, Slidell, Covington, Houma, Shreveport, Monroe, Lake Charles, Lafayette. Also, you got some locations there in Mississippi, and they have been the leader in HRT, right? Hormone replacement therapy, helping you regain that energy, that boost that you once had, getting back to feeling like your normal self. Go see them today at RejuveMeMedical.com.
That's right. Yeah, kind of like Groovy's kind of a little wiry. If you're not feeling fiery anymore as a man, you get a little bit older, you got that hormones, they start getting out of whack a little bit. Well, go there, get a medical, get a panel, get a blood panel just to see. Go see what's happening. If there's something, maybe it's not, but if there is, they are the leader in Louisiana for over 10 years at hormone replacement therapy. Go check them out. RejuveMeMedical.com.
Welcome back in. Hour number 3 here on a Wednesday edition of OTB. Just about 20 minutes or so left to go here on today's show. And my God, Strawberry Wine might be my favorite one-hit wonder of all time. Like, Dina Carter made that song and then just said, you know what? I'm good. I mean, look, she obviously had others, but none of them were as big of a hit as Strawberry Wine. My gosh. This might be a top 5 Taylor song. I love this song. Guys, Alondra's vibing right now.
This is a great song.
It is an incredible song.
It makes me want to like do karaoke.
Right. This is a great karaoke
It would sound terrible.
Song. But it's also
everybody
song,
would sing.
I was about
with
to say
you.
it's a song that a lot of people know. They would join in and sing. Those are the best karaoke songs. The ones where people will join in.
I would say,
with,
get out a lighter.
This is a lighter song.
To flick it.
Hell yeah.
And hold it up.
God, this song's a vibe. I'm going to be 30 next year.
Oof.
By the way,
30.
Braxton, you're like 12 years old. When you become, in your mid-20s, every birthday's pretty much going to feel the same. When I got to 28, everything changed. I'm like late 20s. I turned 29 in September, and I was like, I gotta cherish this forever. Like, that's it. In September, I'll be 30.
That's a milestone.
Yeah, but I mean, I'll be 30. I'll be a dad.
Yeah.
That's real.
Life comes at you
it's
fast.
It's the dad
buddy.
part that's like,
ooh. I know. And you know what's even?
So Jake and I, when we were on the way back from Mobile, we were like, ooh, Taylor's about to have a straight up reality check when he has a kid.
Oh yeah. And the crazy thing about it is, I'm kind of the last of my friend group. Like, the guy who was the best man in my wedding, he just had a baby in December. Buddy of mine's firstborn turned 1 on Saturday. So I mean, they already have kids. So I mean, I'm getting old.
I just said I'm just 21, but
oh Jesus. Cassie's been my coworker for like 2 years now, and she's the same age as my younger brother, which makes me feel bad pretty much every day.
I don't know. Like, I feel like, okay, so I just turned 28. And y'all know that I was having like a bit of an existential crisis before.
Right.
But I'm like, no, I think we're still young. Like 28.
Oh, you're good. Like, you got 2 more years.
28, but I still feel like 30 is pretty young too, though. Like, I don't think you hit your rhythm or prime until you're like mid 30s.
Yeah, me too. Me too. That's where I'm going at.
No, I think that's objectively true.
I'm gonna adopt that.
Yeah.
I mean, once you see your kids start, walking, hitting all these other milestones, then it might hit a little different. But you haven't experienced all that yet. So still young.
We'll see. You know who's not young? Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill has been released by the Miami Dolphins for failing a physical, but they were going to move on from him anyways. Tyreek Hill, 31 years old, and then, of course, all the wide receiver needy teams, these NFL insiders say, oh, well, this team's got to land Tyreek Hill. So the question presents itself, should the New Orleans Saints sign Tyreek Hill? Absolutely not. They should not sign Tyreek Hill.
But you know that they're definitely looking at him.
Mickey Loomis loves an aging vet.
That is a Saints ass.
Loves an aging vet. Right. And like 2 years ago, back-to-back 1,700-yard seasons, still looked like he was one of the best receivers in the NFL. 2 years ago, played the full season, less than 1,000 yards, 6 touchdowns. Also had 11.8 yards per catch, lowest of his career. Last year, he only played in 4 games. He was injured the entire season. He's coming off of a knee injury. I just mentioned he had a potential failed physical, 268 yards receiving and a touchdown. Tyreek Hill is well past his prime. Also, he's not what the New Orleans Saints need. He's an aging vet. Also, it's clear that he's lost a step when he's on the field, and he's a 5'11 guy who relies on his speed, and I mean, his speed may not be there the same way. He's coming off a knee injury. He's 31 years old. Go find me a highlight reel of Tyreek Hill making contested catches. You're not going to do it because they're not out there. Tyreek Hill, speed guy, not the best route runner, not really a contested catch guy. That's what you need. Like we talk about Chris Olave all the time. Great route runner. He needs to be better with contested catches. Bringing in Tyreek Hill solves none of that for you.
You know who else is a free agent? Mike Evans. He's also not.
Also, don't bring him in. I got some options for us that are a little bit younger than what maybe we could look at with a Tyreek Hill or a Mike Evans. Because right now, your two proven weapons are Chris Olave and Juwan Johnson. I am not putting Devon Vele in that proven weapon option yet. He had a pretty good 3 to 4 game run this year with Tyler Shuck, but we need to see a little bit more. So you got two proven guys, Olave and Juwan Johnson. Right now, Juwan Jennings is a free agent. Is Juwan Jennings going to solve all of your problems? No, but he's a different type of receiver than what you already have. He's 6'3", he's 215 pounds. This year wasn't the best year for him. 15 games, 643 yards receiving, 9 touchdowns, but that entire team was out of whack, right? The 49ers had so many injuries. Rumors as to why all these injuries occurred. We got into all that, but when he was fully healthy 2 years ago, and he was even in and out of the lineup then, he had a nagging injury, 975 yards and 6 touchdowns on a playoff team, and had 77 catches. Juwan Johnson is a really good player. You're not going to have to ask him to be your bona fide number one receiver because you got Chris Olave there to take some of the pressure off of him. But Juwan Johnson is a guy. He'll be 29 years old next season. He's a big body. He could provide something for you that you don't already have. What about Christian Kirk? Again, he's not going to solve all of your issues, but he's younger than Tyreek Hill. Now, Kirk's been in and out of the lineup too. He played in 13 games with 3 starts this year, only 8 games the year before. He's 29 years old. But can you bring in Kirk to be your number 2 behind Olave? I'm okay with that, provided he could stay healthy. He's still younger and cheaper than a Tyreek Hill. He could probably make a little bit more impact at this point. What about Deebo Samuel? I get it. Everyone wants to say, oh, Deebo's old, he's fat, he's out of shape. Deebo was pretty good this year for Washington. He started 12 games, 727 yards receiving and 5 touchdowns. He was their number 1 guy.
He did terrible for my fantasy, though.
He did terrible for your fantasy, sure. Which, again, big part of the equation. But Jaden Daniels is out all year. Like, you go look at how bad that offense was once Jaden went down. 727 and 5 touchdowns. You go look at what everybody else put up. Like, even Terry McLaurin had a down year. Even he was in and out of the lineup with an injury. Could a Deebo Samuel maybe bring you something? Again, he's not going to solve all of your problems, but I'd probably prefer Deebo over Tyreek Hill. He had a much better year last year. And again, probably still a little bit cheaper. What about bringing back Rashid Shaheed? Now, I would like it, but just because you know Shaheed could do well in this system. The thing about Rashid Shaheed is, though, he's never been a target monster. He's never been one of those guys who's just going to have 12, 13 catches a game. His best season in New Orleans, yardage-wise, was back in 2023, 719 yards, 5 touchdowns. 2025, combined between New Orleans and Seattle, 687 yards. And in Seattle, he had 15 catches. His biggest impact in Seattle was in the return game. If you want to bring him back for that, I'm all good with it. I view Rashid Shaheed as a great number 3 option. I view him as a number 3 option. I don't think the Saints will bring him back, only because I think he's kind of attached to the Raiders right now. His offensive coordinator in Clint Kubiak, who he played for under here in New Orleans as well, is the new head coach of the Raiders. I think that makes a ton of sense for a guy like Rashid Shaheed because Kubiak knows how to use him. I think it would be a tough sell to get him to come back here. If you don't get any of those big-time free agents, though, for me, like my preference would be to draft a young receiver in the draft. You have 8 overall. At 8, it's tough for me to pass up on a guy like Jordan Tyson or Carnell Tate in round 1. But you could. There's been a lot of talk about Jordan Love. There's been a lot of talk about edge rushers. I'm okay with it. Again, I would prefer one of those elite guys, but it's a deep receiver class. Zachariah Branch. He had a really good year at Georgia. He'll be there when you're picking at 43. Omar Cooper from Indiana. Chris Brazzell is 6'5" out of Tennessee. That fits some of your needs. He's a really good player. Elijah Surratt, Omar Cooper's buddy from Indiana. He'll be there later in the draft. Because you're picking 42nd overall and then 73rd. A lot of these guys will be there. There's rumors now that KC Concepcion could fall out of the first round. I don't think he will, but if he does and he's there at 42 overall, you could take KC Concepcion. A little bit smaller than what you would like. He sits there at 5'11", but he's a good enough athlete to where it doesn't matter a lot of the times. He was one of the most athletic receivers in college football this year. You don't have to sign any of these guys. The point I'm trying to make is there's going to be a lot of rumors, whether it's the Saints or other teams, trying to throw a bag at Tyreek Hill, trying to see if they can make one last run at a Super Bowl. And I don't think he's a good fit in New Orleans. One, I think New Orleans is a year away from a Super Bowl run. I'm not sure how desirable that would be for Tyreek Hill, but also Tyreek Hill, around 5'10", a guy who's clearly lost a step while he's on the field. He's 31 years old. He's going to command a lot of money on the open market. Is it really worth it to you? Like, Tyreek Hill is a 1, at most 2-year rental for the New Orleans Saints. That doesn't really fit what you're trying to build there in New Orleans. I say no to Tyreek Hill. All right, we'll take a quick timeout. When we get back, we'll close this show out like we do every day with Ask the Bench.
Off the bench.
All right, go to centralplumbing.org, the one-stop shop for all of your plumbing needs, but not only in Central. It is the entire greater Baton Rouge area. We are talking to you. If you have any plumbing issue, they are always going to be there for you 24/7, 365 weekend, holiday game day. Today, first pitch, 2 o'clock. And if you have an issue, trust me when I say they're still going to be there. 225-500-0774. 225-500-0774. That is the number. Call them today, centralplumbing.org.
Right, centralplumbing.org. And like Jake said, that's like a huge resource to have. Just knowing that if anything ever goes wrong at your place of work, at your home, with a plumbing, like, they can call, and it doesn't matter what is happening. It doesn't matter if it's the bottom of the ninth. It doesn't matter if there's a huge gold medal race happening in the Olympics. They will come. They will service your every single need right there. Centralplumbing.org.
The experts at Hood Dental Care want you smiling bigger and healthier than ever. New patients can get a healthy gums cleaning for just $89, plus a free exam and full mouth x-rays. A $376 value. With over 3,000 5-star Google reviews, 5 local locations, and easy online scheduling with same-day care. Hood Dental makes it simple to get started. And we always have other great giveaways for new patients. Check out hooddentalcare.com and schedule your appointment today.
Looking for cleaner energy? Propane is energy for everyone. And when you're cooking with clean, affordable propane, you're cooking with gas. In the wintertime, nothing heats a home like Louisiana propane. And when you need hot water, propane's got you covered. Oh, and you won't regret that propane generator when the power goes out. I'm Miss Louisiana, Gabrielle McLeod, and to find more information and to find a propane dealer near you, visit louisianapropane.com.
Okay, and what is our goal?
Less than 110.
That's right, less than 110.
We teach. We laugh. We pray.
Dear Heavenly Father, please guide our hands during this procedure.
Hey, how we feeling today?
I'm feeling better. We heal.
You look better. Happy birthday.
Thanks.
We do all things
I got you. No way.
with great love. FMOL Health. This is how we healthcare.
When it comes to choosing energy for your family and your home, make the smart choice with natural gas. You can count on efficient and affordable natural gas to keep you comfortable and reduce your environmental impact to help protect our planet. Together, we're fueling our energy future. Atmos Energy.
Hi, I'm Mitchell Meredith. At Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan & Associates, we know each case and client are unique and that no 2 cases are the same. But one thing remains constant, and that is our passion to help our clients. After an accident, we know your life has changed, which is why we passionately fight to make you and your family whole. Remember, whether you hire us at all, give us a call at 272-5555. We're here to serve you.
At Parrish, we take pride in building roofs that last, because in Louisiana, toughness isn't just on the court, it's in your home too.
Parrish Construction and Roofing. ParrishBuilt.com.
Sometimes you ignore the signs, even when they're right in front of you. Problem gambling isn't always easy to spot. Know the signs. Set your limit. Learn more about healthy gambling habits.
Off the Bench, presented by Hood Dental.
Can we just play this for the whole last segment?
This is Jake's jam.
This one and Bubba Shot the Jukebox.
Yeah.
You want to get Jacob Hester going? These are the ones. Good song. They like recut this last year, and they brought in Luke Combs to do it with them. It was great. If anybody hasn't heard it, it was awesome. Shenandoah still got it too.
Marty still has great hair.
Does he?
Yeah.
See, I haven't seen him in person.
He gave me an Oreo last time I saw him.
They were Rock the Country?
I don't
No,
remember.
Mark Chestnut. Mark Chestnut was a Rock the Country. That's the one that Jake was excited about. We didn't get out there though.
Kid Rock was good there.
Was he?
Kid Rock is awesome.
I went for Nickelback. I went for
we saw
Nickelback and dipped. Yeah.
Well, I didn't see Kid Rock at this last Rock the Country. I saw
It was
him
the
at
year
the year before.
I know they're not coming back here this year.
No, they're not.
They were at something not long ago. It was like somewhere in Livingston.
Yeah, that was Rock the Country last year.
That's what I thought?
Yeah.
Okay.
You said you had an Ask the Bench.
Oh, yeah, you
I
did say that.
What you got? We'll get to the chat ones in a
Get
second. What
closer
you
to
got?
the mic.
Yeah. Let's see. All right. So in college basketball, there is one team that is still undefeated. You know what that is?
So, yes, but I'm going to cheat a little bit because Jake gave us this last week. It's Miami of Ohio.
Yeah. They currently have 7 games left. Do you think they can finish undefeated?
Yeah, sure. Why not? Now, are they going to get a 1 seed? No.
No.
They'll be like a 5 seed in the tournament or something. Yeah, they can. I mean, they're clearly at the top of their conference. Why not? They've had a really good season so far. Yeah, now they're going to have to go through the conference tournament undefeated as well. That I don't know. Regular season, sure. Conference tournament, because a lot of those teams, you know, they have a really good regular season. They're already locked up. They rest some of their guys in that conference tournament because it doesn't matter. So that'll be the one to watch. But yeah, I think they can do it.
There have been 8 teams that have been undefeated for their entire season, including NCAA tournament, and won the championship. 8 teams.
Ask the Bench. Heard Tay briefly go over LSU wide receivers. Who's going to be our 1-2 punch like Malik and BTJ, Jefferson, Chase, Odell, and Landry?
Winnie and Trey
Wilson.
Okay. That's just off the top of my head.
No, I like it. Since you put Trey Wilson in there, I'll go 2 completely different. Jace Brown and Jackson Harris.
I like Jace Brown.
Okay, I'll go Jace Brown and Jackson Harris.
from Hawaii?
Yep.
I got Jace Brown and Wilson.
Okay. That's actually what I was gonna go. I just wanted to have
different
2 different ones. Okay, Ask the Bench. Are you sure it's your baby? Yes, guys. I'm sure. Yes, guys. I mean, I don't know for sure, but yeah. I mean, I'm like 99.99999% sure that it is. Ask the Bench.
Who's my baby is that? You know what I'm talking about?
That's the Cat Williams
Cat
thing.
Williams.
So I've never actually seen that movie.
Oh.
And, I've seen the clip though.
Yeah.
Of it. The clip, that is one of the funniest clips I've ever seen. He's like, "That's your baby." He goes, "No, just because
you
he's
name
like,
him."
This one might be. Just
Yeah.
because you named him Daryl doesn't mean he belongs to Daryl.
Right.
He goes, "I don't care what this baby's name is. That's a white child."
Cracks me
He's
up.
like, "That kid's got a 730 credit score right
Yeah.
now." Cat Williams used to be, golly.
He's awesome.
I hadn't heard any of his stand-ups in a while, but he used to be like my favorite one out there. All right, that's going
Poor
to
little Tink Tink.
Oh, you seen the clip of Theo Von having a statue of Cat Williams, but it's
Yeah,
like a
it's a
it's
nutcracker.
nutcracker.
Yeah, it just looks exactly like Cat Williams.
Yeah.
All right, that's pretty much going to do it for today's Off the Bench. Fun show. Hit a lot of different things. Had some Saints, some LSU football, a lot of baseball talk as the Tigers will take on the Nicholls State Colonels this afternoon, 1 o'clock in Alec Box. Dr. Stephen Ethridge was in the studio for his normal 8 a.m. segment. Thanks to him for coming by. LSU Beach volleyball coach Russell Brock. We had a really good talk with him. 8:15. Their season officially begins on Friday out in New Orleans. And then Devin Snow, hold the mayo. He upped on with us at 8:15. Normally here on Monday, but straight from the horse's mouth, he said, I was busy having the time of my life for the past 4 days. I don't doubt it. Saw some vids, some pics from out there in New Orleans. Looked like it was a really good time. A lot of people out there, the Endymion Parade. I don't know if they could have fit a single person out there, but again, Tigers coming up this afternoon. We'll recap it tomorrow. We got 2 more days left. Flynn will be back on Monday. We'll see with Jake as well, but we're hanging out with you the rest of the week. 2 more days left with you. Again, we got a lot of LSU baseball talk coming your way. They start their next weekend series on Friday, so stay tuned. Thursday and Friday, we'll be right here with you on Off the Bench.
Off the Bench.
Jordan Faber here with some exciting news. Faber Automotive has officially arrived. We're proud to introduce your new hometown dealership, Faber Chevrolet GMC. That means more inventory, better deals, and the same great local team. Now backed by the trusted Faber family name. Whether you're shopping or servicing, you'll feel the difference from day one. Allow us the opportunity to earn your business.
Fabry Chevrolet GMC. Visit us in St. Francisville or online at FabryChevrolet.com.
My father, J.B. Falgu, had a vision of growth for First American Bank and the communities we serve. The bank's foundation was built on his legacy of compassion, loyalty, and dedication. Through his years of leadership, First American has prospered to heights even J.B. could not have imagined. I know my father would be extremely proud of the customer service and financial stability that First American provides to Southeast Louisiana. We continue to thrive because of the legacy of J.B. Falgu.
Parrish Construction and Roofing, trusted by champions, built for Louisiana.
Do business with someone you know. Parrish Construction and Roofing.
Parrish Construction and Roofing. ParrishBuilt.com.
Looking for cleaner energy? Propane is energy for everyone. Propane water heaters are very cost efficient, and the savings are even greater with a tankless propane water heater. We all know that Louisiana propane is a safe and environmentally friendly fuel. So why not go green while you save some green? I'm Miss Louisiana, Gabrielle McLeod, and for more information, visit LouisianaPropane.com.
ED, low T, or simply seeking to optimize your health and performance? Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness offers a range of discreet services to address your specific needs. We